Boys, girls, and MBs of all shapes, sizes, colors, and orientations, welcome back to the one and only Alec Gunter stream. My name is Alec Gunter. Well, welcome. I don't know if you're here for the first time, not welcome back, but you know, it is what it is. So, hi, hello, it's me. It's your boy, Alec Gunterino. Feeling good on a Friday night. What better do I have to do with my time than talk about fucking transphobia, brother? I can't think of anything I'd rather be doing. To be honest with you guys, there is like a really weird relationship between like political streamers and their political opposition, whereby like all of my content, if you think about it, is like almost all of it is reacting to other political content from the other side of the aisle. And I wouldn't really have this hobby if not for that. You know what I mean? So it's like this weird relationship that I have with it. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. I just find that very interesting. Like, if they didn't exist, I wouldn't be doing this. So, not that that makes it any better what they're doing, but, you know. But yeah, hello everybody. Welcome in Christopher Tablante, CV, Hot Take Andy. Unused Recycle Bin, eDreamcast, Monotypical, Plague Mercury, CF Boff, CH Boff, sorry, Baff, Squidney, That One Kerbal, Queen Laura, and anybody else that I missed, or who's lurking. If you'd exist, you'd just be doing something different. I like to think that I could be a pretty decent Let's Player. I used to try to Let's Play. A few of my videos took off a little bit. But I guess, like, I don't know, a gamer streamer, I guess not a Let's Player, because that implies, like, you're Markiplier or Game Grumps or something like that. It would be more like a game streamer, right? Like a gaming streamer. I guess more like Queso or, you know, XQC or whatever. I like to think I'd be pretty decent at that. But alas, that is not what this world has chosen for me. I don't know. I've thought about directing more toward that direction. But, like, with everything going on, I don't know. I don't know if that'd be the best move right now. Half lurking, half shelling pistachios. Cool. I haven't had pistachios in a minute. Still playing Elden Ring? I have not played Elden Ring in a hot minute. I don't know, I wasn't that invested in it, I guess. Super Great Friend streams exclusively now, but I call him a Let's Player. Well. The hope is that we'd be doing it in a way that's more productive, informative, and educational. That's pretty true. You can still inform people about things politically, and like, without having a political opposition, so, you know. But, like, that is my whole shtick, is fighting back against conservatives, so. I had to stop my playthrough because it's not a relaxing game. It's really not. It's not. Katie's upstairs, but I can show you guys what I've been working on. So this is going to be... It looks like a brawl still, but I've made progress on the heart. So, this is going to end up being a heart-shaped pillow. And it just needs... for those who don't know, this is a crochet piece of work. I am a crocheter. So, it's almost done. Like, the heart shape, I should say, is almost done. And then what it's going to be is, for those who are One Piece fans, it's going to be a devil fruit. Specifically, Law's devil fruit, the Ope Ope no Mi. And I'm just going to... finish that up, stuff it, and then put a stem on it. And also swirls on the outside, of course. Because all the devil fruits have swirls on the outside. So that's what I've been working on pretty exclusively, because this actually took a lot longer than most of my projects because the yarn is so small. But I worked with it anyway. I ordered the yarn online. I thought it would be bigger, but it's fine. So... There you go. I just came in and that was not what I thought it was. I know. It looks like a brawl. I know. The problem is Elden Ring is so long, it's not bad, but you have to either devote yourself hardcore or go through it bit by bit. Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem committing to a story-based game. It has to be really good. And I have not committed to a story-based... I guess it's not like super story-based... Sorry, a single-player game, I should say. A single-player game is what I meant. Like, to get into a new one. Because the ones I'm into right now... Really, actually, what I've been playing most of is Poke Rogue. Poke Rogue is really fun. Hey, we know this song. I wonder if anybody's ever made a life-size crochet version of Daryl Dixon. Isn't that the guy from, Walking Dead? That's Walking Dead, right? Me and Tina, too, were watching that the other night. I gotta, like, throw it into the editor and get that uploaded. Because we're trying to do this React channel now. I don't have the channel set up yet, but I gotta get a channel set up. We did our first React segment to our first, the first episode. It was really good. I thought it was really solid. The only thing, right? Where is it? This. I almost want to make an entire video essay about this scene alone. Oh, hold on. What the hell happened? Sorry, one sec. What is that? Son of a bitch, hold on. Gotta be like something at the top. Why is it doing that? What the fuck? Shit. Okay, I got it. There we go. Sorry. Okay, so what I was saying was... this scene right here was unbelievable to me. Because Daryl, for those who aren't Walking Dead fans, Daryl is trying to go into this city right here. I think it's Atlanta. And because, like, he's told that that's where, like, basically everybody was trying to go to protect themselves from the walkers, the zombies, right? And as you can see, all of the cars are on the opposite side of Daryl, going the opposite direction, and yet he proceeds into the city. And at a certain point, right, you gotta be like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like, he's a cop, and he can't even, like, do basic... Sorry, Rick, not Daryl, my bad, Rick. That's Rick. He's going into the city, and it's like, what the fuck are you thinking? Tina's voice is grating, though? That's not very nice, Hot Take Andy. Come on now. You gotta keep that to yourself. If you're not a fan, that's fine, but come on, let's be nice. I want to read that comic someday. Is it a comic? I always thought... I know it's a book. I didn't know it was a comic. But yeah, it's okay, Hot Take Andy. But yeah, that scene pissed me off because I'm like, you've got to take a look around you, man. There's clearly something wrong here. You know? Like, everybody is clearly leaving the city. So yeah, I got to get a channel set up for that and upload the first React episode. I guess the way people do it is they like turn the opacity. So the way I did it is I turned the opacity down and put like a white thing over it. And hopefully that'll be enough to like enough of a filter so that it's not caught by copyright and taken down. Because there's so many React channels on YouTube now that just like watch anime and shit. And they get around the copyright shit by doing filters and stuff. Comic written by the same guy who wrote Invincible. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like Invincible. Another thing that I watch rather than read. Which is just about everything I do, so... Not much of a reader. Hello, Waste Paper Basket. Welcome. Hello, Banandana. In his defense, everyone escaping the city is dead and there's no dead people on the road heading to the city. If everyone escaping the city is dead and there's no dead people on the road... I guess. That is weird, though, that there's no dead people on the road, right? That is weird. Situational awareness is, in fact, the greatest weapon of self-defense. I agree. Alright, well, our debate is not until 7. So I figured until then we would just talk about this interesting woman named Nancy Mace. What do you guys think? Maybe if we have time, we can do a little React segment. Actually, I have 2 segments I want to do with Nancy Mace. Because one is, like, going over her and what the fuck she's doing. And then the next one is I have a 5-minute debate between her and somebody else that I want to watch. Oh, for those who aren't aware, 7 o'clock is an hour and a half from now for me. So about an hour and a half. No one being on the road would be very sus to me. But my thing is, everybody's leaving the city. You are going to the place that everybody was clearly trying to get the fuck out of. Like, you have got to think for a minute. Like, I know the dude just woke up from a coma, but seriously, like, use some brain power, man. It's crazy. I'd be dead in the zombie apocalypse. I'd like to think I could survive it. But you never know. You know, it just takes one little fuck up and then one little oopsie doopsie and then you're just toast. Right? We'd all be, to be fair. I disagree. I think that enough people would survive and make it out of it. You know, a lot of people are soft these days. Like, modernity has made us soft as a species, I feel. Not all of us, but definitely in, like, countries like the United States. A lot of people are very soft, you know? But, you know, the human race is very resilient. You learn quickly to adjust to, dire circumstances. My friends all agree I could survive the zombie apocalypse, but would die to allergies. Yeah, I also would die to allergies as well. I have a shrimp allergy. Shellfish, I should say. Hey, what's up, Andy? Welcome. I'm glad you just did your workout. I actually worked out today as well. I did a pretty good workout. I'm feeling a lot better these days, so I'm back to working out. I'm not quite back to eating healthy. I just had McDonald's. But we'll get there. One step at a time, right? So I just had a pretty good workout today. I did bench press. Throwing up, how much is it? Shit, I haven't calculated in a while. 275. 5 reps. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Not quite 375, which was my max, but, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. So, patience. All right, who's ready for a Segi? I think it's time. Alex sounds like Rob Paulson. I forget who that is. Sounds familiar. So a lot's been happening politically lately. Wow. Thank you for that. I'm actually going to start over. Thank you so much for the $5, Hot Take Andy. I appreciate you. I'll delete it later. So a lot's been happening politically in the world. Donald Trump is going to be our new president, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. He is appointing a lot of interesting cabinet picks.
Power.
Still hasn't played Babu's You.
I literally just reset the segment. I'm not doing it again. Thank you very much, Saki Tanuki, for 5 tier 1 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Trump has some interesting cabinet picks. We're not going over that this time right now, but I'm just setting the stage for somebody and a political figure who's been kind of popping off on Twitter lately. And she's been popping off because she is a massive transphobe, and we just had our first trans representative elected to Congress. Yeah, Congress. So this is her. Her name is Nancy Mace. She is a congresswoman, the congresswoman of South Carolina, and she wants to see your genitals. Yes, that's right. She would very much like to see your genitals. I don't know why. It is an interesting thing that she wants to do. Is the screen dark? I feel like the screen is dark. Oh, you know what it is? Hold on. Let me fix it. I know what's going on. What the Sigma? What the freak? No, not properties. Filters. There we go. All right, so this is her. And I'm pulling up this picture particularly because it's from me, and I happen to ratio her with 107K likes, so I just thought I would, you know, show off a little bit. Her post says, a woman being bullied for, wait for it, protecting women is the height of gaslighting. I'll drink your tears in my Pinot Noir tonight. Cheers. So this is the original photo, and I decided to put her in a bathroom. I thought it'd be funny, and apparently it was, so, you know, like it, share it, you know, do what you will with it. Make the rounds. Because this is the only image of her that I frankly want to see of her, so. Her stare is killing me. She does have an interesting stare. Like I've said before, there's something about evil people that, like, it just warps their face. I can't describe it to you guys. Like, I'm not trying to bash people's appearances, but, like, evil people just have an evil aura about them that they can't quite shake. It's so weird. I can't put my finger on it. Anyway, we're just going to go over a few things from Nancy Mace here. So she says she's a mom, Citadel grad, former Waffle House waitress. I wish she'd have stayed there. Congresswoman representing South Carolina, and a real woman. A real woman. That's right. She's a real woman out here fighting the good fight for all the real women everywhere against the trans people who are doing bad things somehow. So let's get into it. She's posted 262 times on Twitter in the last 36 hours about the bathroom. This is from 2:40 p.m. on November 20th, 2 days ago, as of this recording. So she probably has posted a lot more since then, if I had to guess. Yeah, she's a little obsessed. She's a little obsessed. It's not healthy. You know, I've been on Twitter a lot the past couple days as well, and it's not the healthiest thing for me. I'm probably going to take a break after today. It did land me a debate tonight, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, she's a little obsessed. It's not great. Let's go over a couple of videos of her. Here's one of her trashing a trans bathroom sign on Capitol Hill.
This says you can't erase us, Nancy. Well, then you shouldn't try to erase women.
Whoa!
Any man that wants to be in a woman's restroom, bathroom, dressing room, locker room, absolutely not.
She's so brave.
This says you can't erase us, Nancy. Well, then
wait, is it just replaying it? It's just replaying it. Okay, thanks, New York Post. Really gotta stretch out that runtime from 20 seconds to 50, apparently. So yeah, that's the brave move from Miss Nancy Mace. Now, a lot of people are accusing her of having put the sign up herself. Did she? I don't know. Would she? Absolutely. So that's my headcanon, is that she put the sign up there herself and basically did the whole, like, that comic where there's a bunch of cardboard monsters that are put up, that somebody puts up themselves and then curls up into a ball on the floor. If you guys know what that is. I'm sure Dubsy knows what it is. They'll probably put it up on the screen for me. Thank you, Dubsy. And if you don't know what it is, you can DM me. Anyway. That's one. Here's another one. And we're not going to go over like all of them, but I just wanted to get a few in here. She says, I don't care. I'm doubling down and won't be quiet because some man tells me to.
Hey everyone, I told you I wasn't going to stop with Capitol Hill. I'm filing another bill tonight that would ban biological men from women's spaces on all federal property all across the country. This fight starts here. It starts now. Men are not allowed in women's spaces, period. Full stop, end of story.
Whoa, so brave. I should mention, by the way, something that I forgot to mention is, hold on. Oh, shoot. I should probably not go blindly into Twitter on stream. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I should mention the reason that she's doing this. Okay, so yeah, the reason that she is doing this is because a woman by the name of Sarah McBride, who happens to be trans, was elected to Congress. She is the first trans congresswoman to ever be elected to the position, which is amazing. Awesome. Love that. She, unfortunately, I don't want to get into too much detail about this, but she unfortunately is capitulating a bit, saying that she will follow the rules that Sarah McBride, or not Sarah McBride, Nancy Mace lays out, because the rule is probably going to go through, if it hasn't already. Has it already gone through? Does anybody know? Is it already a thing? Like, you're not allowed to be trans and go into the women's restroom at the Capitol? Anybody aware if that's already been pushed through? Don't know. Well, if it hasn't already, it's going to be. So the clothing screams desperate too. Like, which Trump is she hoping to marry? Well, she looks like every Fox News host ever, right? Except minus the blonde hair. She's brunette, but that's the only difference. Other than that, she looks just like every fucking Fox News host, which is like, you know, for conservative men, that's basically what they fantasize about. Hoping it fails miraculously? It won't. Sorry, guys. It is a huge waste of time and resources. Anyway, here's a cool one. Representative Nancy Mace spars with trans activist who interrupts her at Georgetown summit. Let's take a look.
This is ridiculous. It is the day after Trans Day of Visibility. We have had dozens of trans people die this year because of the hate and lies that you are spreading.
Based. Video posted to X shows South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace being interrupted at a tech conference in Washington, D.C. by trans activist Devin Greer, who stood up with an LGBTQ flag and began yelling at Mace a day after she introduced legislation to ban trans women from using the female bathrooms on Capitol Hill.
For big tech, attacked.
Oh, we respect freedom of
God
speech.
loves him. I love him,
right.
but his penis isn't going to be in my bathroom. So I just spoke at
Which is such a weird thing to say. That is such a fucking bizarre thing to, like, she's just comfortable saying that. Like, oh, you can't have your genitals in my bathroom. What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut the fuck up. Nobody likes you. Focus on real
I
issues.
just spoke at an event with a couple hundred people. Some trans lunatic tried to rush the stage and attack me.
Greer, the director of digital rights group Fighting for Freedom, fired back on X, writing, "I did not rush the stage, as everyone can see the video in the video you posted." She did not, in fact, rush the stage. That was a lie. She was not attacked. This was not an attack, okay? This was being yelled at, which she deserves. She deserves to be yelled at, okay? Sorry, she just does. At the very least. She doesn't deserve her position in Congress, if you ask me. All right, so that's just a little bit, just a few videos that I wanted to go over. There's more content out there if you'd like to see it, but I'm not going to go over all of it.
I do wonder what would happen if people said, I agree, let's put a guard outside men's bathrooms to examine their junk before entry and laugh if it's inadequate.
Thank you very much for another 5 tier 1 gifted sub, Saka Tanuki, and I agree. We did talk in a previous segment about, you know, what this ban even looks like if they just have guards posted outside of women's restrooms now to check people's genitals. But who's to say? I mean, they insist that that's not how it's going to work, but that's the only way that it can work. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to talk about why, and we're actually going to go into that a little bit more in these next couple of parts of the segment. I wanted to go into a couple of, just 2 more things here about why this is a terrible idea. This is from Hallie, who says, I'm a biological man, cis man. I prefer that language, but nonetheless. I use a wheelchair. Fairly often, the only working accessible bathroom is in the women's bathroom. When that happens, I will sometimes, out of necessity, use the women's bathroom. On the flip side, my wife, a biological cis woman, sometimes needs to help me when I use the bathroom. In some cases, when there is no private accessible bathroom, that means that she goes into the men's bathroom with me. I'm not sure what this all means other than people who need to use the bathroom should be allowed to use the bathroom. And if there is no space that is specifically assigned to them, they should be allowed to use the bathroom that makes sense to them. When you gotta go, you gotta go. That's as human as it gets. And they go on. Also, for all the men who seem to think otherwise and maybe have never been inside the women's bathroom is not a sexy place. It's stalls where people poop and piss behind closed doors. And then fully dressed women wash their hands and blowing their nose. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line. It's a fucking bathroom. It's a bathroom. Like, there's not a fuck ton of men trying to go in there and abuse people. And trans people are not the ones doing it, by the way. It's cis men. Cis men are the ones who go into bathrooms and abuse people, okay, for the most part. Cis women can also do it, and trans women can also do it. Sure, I'm willing to bite that bullet that trans women can be abusers, okay? That is just a fact. But it's not a problem. It's not like trans women are going into bathrooms and abusing people en masse. It's simply not happening. And they're trying to convince you that it is when it's not. So anyway, the reason I bring up this post is because I've always been a proponent of not even segregating bathrooms. I think that bathrooms should just be, you know, anybody can use it. You know, what's gender neutral bathrooms? They should all just be gender neutral. Like, who gives a fuck, okay? We used to have pools separated by gender, other spaces as well. I'd have to look at more specific ones, but that's the one I can think of as pools, definitely. Until one day they weren't. And everybody lived, okay? Everybody got through it. And I think that the same logic should apply to bathrooms. You know, there's plenty of reasons that a man, a cis man, all right, might need to go into a women's bathroom. Maybe the men's bathroom is out of order, you know, or in this case, like maybe you use a wheelchair and you need your wife to help you, right? And instead of going into, like, either way that you go in is wrong, wrong, quote unquote. Another thing is if you have a baby, you got to change your baby's diaper. If you're a guy and you're alone with your kid and you got to change his diaper, and there's no changing station in the men's restroom, which can and does happen a lot, the only other place to go is the women's restroom sometimes. So you're going to go in there and change your baby. And I don't think that somebody should get arrested for that. I think that's really stupid, actually. Mace only has one real conviction, and that's for power. She's not doing this because of morals. Mace knows it will earn her respect and support of MAGA if she succeeds in harming our LGBTQ family. Yes, I agree. She is only doing this for power and attention. Correct. Wouldn't that eliminate the line discrepancy? It could. I mean, it could also just, I mean, women's restrooms lines are notoriously long, so it could hurt the men in that specific instance, but I don't, yeah, that's a bullet I'm willing to bite. Literally nobody cares besides a certain few people, and it's bizarre. Exactly. This is not a real issue. This is not a real thing that people give a fuck about. All right. Last thing I want to go over, just to end on a high note here. AOC's argument about transgender bathroom bans is pretty much perfect. Let's take a look.
What Nancy Mace and what Speaker Johnson are doing are endangering all women and girls. Because if you ask them, what is your plan on how to enforce this? They won't come up with an answer. And what it inevitably results in are women and girls who are primed for assault because people are going to want to check their private parts in suspecting who is trans and who is cis and who's doing what. And so the idea that Nancy Mace wants little girls and women to drop trow in front of who? An investigator? Who would that be? In order, because she wants to suspect and point fingers at who she thinks is trans, is disgusting. It is disgusting. And frankly, all it does is allow these Republicans to go around and bully any woman who isn't wearing a skirt because they think she might not look woman enough. People have a right to express themselves, to dress how they want, and to be who they are. And if a woman doesn't look woman enough to a Republican, they want to be able to inspect her genitals to use a bathroom. It's disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boom, period. Perfect. I thought that was bars. And it's unfortunate, this reality that this problem will not be resolved until it starts to affect cis people, but that is the reality. But the silver lining to that is that it will affect cis people, like cis women. You know, you're going, like, if they start to say, like, we need genital inspections, you know, they're going to start inspecting the genitals of cis women. Okay? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, okay, because, like, that would be insane, but that's the only way that this can even work. Okay? I saw somebody unironically suggest a gene swab. A fucking gene swab, like a cheek swab, to see their chromosomes. And it's like, nobody wants to do that shit. What are you talking about? This is stupid. Drop it. Just drop it and let people piss and shit where they want to piss and shit. This doesn't help anybody. This isn't helping anything. You are just waving you're flailing wildly at nothing. This is a non-issue. Okay? It's more of an issue for people to go, here, let me pull up one more, actually. I got one more video I want to show you guys. I'm sorry, I know I said I was going to end on a high note, but let me pull this up real quick. This is from when the Young Turks were not what they are now. I knew she was talking about me, so I started recording. Today, a woman thought I was trans and harassed me for using the bathroom. I tried to mentally prepare myself before leaving the stall, knowing she was going to approach me.
It's a boy. It's a child. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you a man or a woman?
Weird.
Why does that matter? Well, because you're in the ladies' room.
Weird as shit. Weirdo shit. And I guarantee you, I don't have the data on this, but I guarantee you that happens way more than trans women going into restrooms and abusing people. I guarantee you. Yeah, it's freak behavior. It's freak shit. Absolutely. How will these even work with trans women with bottom surgery? I don't know. I really don't. Who's to say? Okay. I don't know what their plan with this is. What I do know is that it's stupid and it's a distraction, and it's going to do nothing but hurt people. Okay. Cis people as well as trans people. It hurts everybody. Okay. Nancy Mace is a disgrace, bars, and she doesn't deserve her. She simply doesn't deserve her place in office. I'll just say that. Okay, she doesn't deserve it. I saw an image of someone with a sign that read, "It was never about the water fountain, so it's not about the bathrooms," and that's all I've been thinking about recently. Yeah, that's true. Very true. God, I fucking hate this person. I'll put them on blast. Lasagne West loves to reply to me. Loves to reply to... Such a fucking dumbass. Aren't your parents Republican? I'm referring to the people running the party. Plenty of Republican voters are as well, but it's ignorant to assume these two groups of people are interchangeable. But also, yes, non-fascistic people who vote Republican are supporting fascism even if they don't realize it. Shit takes like this is exactly why the left lost full control of the federal government. Shut the fuck up. The left lost full control of the federal government because the Democrats are pieces of shit who don't actually care about anything. I'm just saying, if that's what you think, you should keep your opinions out of politics. Literally not worth my time. Yeah, it's not like the left ever had full control either. But to the extent that we did, and we did have more control when the Democrats were in power than we do now, okay? Make no mistake. We did have more control than we do now. To the extent that we did, we lost it because the Democrats are a neutered a neutered dog, basically. Like they're just they are they don't want it bad enough. They don't want it bad enough. They don't know what it takes to keep power. Okay, they don't know. You know, even without talking about like progressive policies or anything, you know, the Democrats simply don't know how to keep power. They don't know how, and that's why they didn't. Alec becoming an enlightened centrist? What the fuck? Where did that come from? What? How did anything I say relate to that? Speaking of shooting herself in the foot, apparently Prop 34 passed in California, effectively defanging many LGBT rights orgs in California. Well, that sucks. A third of users on X are actual bots, not even propagandists, straight up bots. The propagandists are on top of the 1 in 3. It's not even arguing with real people. It's so pointless. Yeah, that's true. You just sound like one superficially with the hatred of both sides. Talking about how fucking much I hate the Democrats is not hatred of both sides. Quote unquote. It's not, because the Democrats, if you recognize them as the conservative institution that they are, because they are conservative, they're less conservative than the Republicans, but they still are conservative, make no mistake. You're attacking them from the left. I see where you're coming from, but I am attacking the Democrats from the left. If I were to take a centrist position, I would say, well, the Democrats and the Republicans both have, which I'm talking about centrist from like, you know, between Democrats and Republicans. I'd say, well, here, I'll take a true centrist position. A true centrist position would be, well, I think that the conservatives and the leftists both have good points and bad points. Yeah, exactly. Which kitty? Yeah, you know where I'm coming from. That's why we're coming to Blue Sky. X is dead. Yes, I agree. Twitter is dead. X is alive and kicking. Okay, X is alive fully. Twitter is dead. I do have a Blue Sky account now. Bisky.app. So I've had it for a while, actually. I just forgot that I had it. So I have posts from like months ago. Have you seen the Twitter posts of Josh Cedar? The dude was pretending to be trans. Yes, I did see those. Yes, and he was enjoying it quite a bit. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to take a quick pre-break, and then I will be right back.
Any criminal crime don't pay. Seen a crazy little Eggman's face. Don't let you move. 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 Don't let you move.
I return. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? You did not miss the debate. It is at 7 o'clock my time, which is in about 48 minutes from now. Missed you. I was gone a little longer than I anticipated. Got caught up talking to the wife. My wife. Who are we debating? Just some transphobe fuck that I found on Twitter. He's buddies with somebody who's actually quite popular on Twitter, though. The fuck is her name? Hold on. Okay, so this is the guy. We'll talk about it later too, but just to preface, I guess, this is the guy that I'm debating, Alexander the OK, who says, in light of Trans Day of Remembrance, I'd like to ask an important question. Just why are there so many trans-identifying young people whose lives were tragically cut short? The trans... I'm not going to read through this whole fucking thing, but this is the essential part here, which is bolded. Trans, quote-unquote, people are killing themselves because it is intrinsically painful to live your life in a constant delusion and rejection of reality. And then posted this AI garbage, right? So I replied, you're part of the reason children are killing themselves, and your AI slot makes me want to kill myself as well. I said, every bit of evidence we have on why trans youth commit suicide demonstrates that it is because of a lack of acceptance by their peers, their family, and their entire society. You're part of the problem, and to make it worse, you're pretending to care. Fuck off. Have you seen Transformers 1? I have not. Is there a debate prompt, or is it unstructured? It is, we have a basic premise. Like, this is the premise of it, right? That kids actually are... Like, the youth suicide rate among trans youth is because of lack of acceptance by peers and family members. Whereas he contends that, no, it's actually because we're affirming them. Which is really stupid. Very stupid. So they're going to lose really bad on that front. And he's a conspiracy theorist to boot. I tried to tell him that we have research on this, and he's like, the research that the people who get money from trans care did, I don't buy it. And it's like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're like a loon. You're like a proper loon. Proper loon. So yeah. Should be fun. Oh, I forgot the reason I pulled him up. The person... Here we go. Hazel Appleyard, with 106k followers, apparently knows this guy and will be present at the debate. It'll be a Twitter voice debate, so like all of his followers are going to be on Twitter and all of my followers are going to be on here. What's so weird too, right? Listen. So on Wednesday is when I told him that I would debate him, right? And I was at work. And I told him that I would debate him because he was like, I can't wait for you. What are you going to tell your little Telegram group about what we did here? And I was like, well, I'll do you one better. I'll just bring you onto my show and we'll debate it. And he immediately was like, oh my God, you want to debate? You're going to get slammed. And then he started a Twitter space. Like instantly. He's like, want to come on in 15 minutes? And he started a Twitter space. And he was like, where you at, bro? Where you at, bro? Where you at, bro? And I'm like, I'm literally at work. I can't do this right now. So he ran that space for like an hour. For God knows what, like, I don't know what he was doing there. Like a half hour. And finally replied. And he was like, oh, okay, we'll do it Friday then. That's fine. And I was like, okay. But like, it was really weird. I was like, I can't just drop my shit and come... my exact words were, explain to you why your frontal lobe is a vestigial organ. And I was pretty proud of that one. But anyway, I was like, I can't drop everything I'm doing right now and come do that because I'm literally at work. I've tried to be cordial with her, but I can't stand her. I'm done being cordial. I'm done. I am so done. Like, immediately. You guys will see me immediately go on the offensive. Like, there's no holds barred. I am done with these people. They are freaks, they're degenerates, they're disgusting, they're pieces of shit, and they want to see your genitalia, and they defend rapists, and they defend pedophiles. So, I'm done with them. They vote for pedophiles. They voted pedophiles to be in charge of you. Why the fuck would I be cordial with them? IN4, it'll be semantics argument about the definition of sex. Bonus points for John Money and Swedish study. Oh yeah, the Swedish study's a good one, and John Money, yeah. Which the John Money thing literally proves our side and not theirs, but whatever. Did you have that convo with Troubled Maker about debate tactics? We never talked like over voice because she had some stuff going on, but we did talk in chat a little bit, like in over text chat. And I did do some debate prep, but I need to refresh. Yeah, that Swedish study from fucking 1980s that the study, the people who ran the study came out and were like, guys, you gotta stop. You gotta stop using this study to justify transphobia. Because, like, the findings weren't even transphobic. It was literally, like, the findings... First of all, the data was not very good, okay? It's just not a good study. Second of all, the findings were trans people after surgery are still at a higher risk than cis people of committing suicide. That was the study. That was the finding. And it's like, yeah, of course they are, because you still need psychiatric help a lot of the time. Because the society that they live in is transphobic. When the society you live in hates you, it turns out you're at a much higher risk of anxiety, depression, and suicidality. That's crazy. Who would have imagined that? You know? That's wild to me. Yeah, imagine that. I'm related. I just saw a cola ad. That was obviously AI. Yeah. Yeah, that's... I've seen that making the rounds on X. Twitter. I don't know why I called it X voluntarily. Oh no. They're starting to get to me. I can feel myself slowly turning into an Elon simp.
Wealth, fame, power.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nancy Mace ended up causing lots of people in absurd underwear dropping true in front of her constantly with hashtag Nancy wants to see your junk.
Huh. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting, that'd be an interesting way to protest her. Thank you very much for another 5 tier 1 gifted subs, by the way, Saga Tanuki. You're very kind. And we're about to watch a debate that she has with somebody, but every time I see her, like, I watched a couple of videos of people who covered her, and every time she's on an interview, she's like, oh my god, I'm the victim here. I'm the victim! I'm a rape survivor, and you're going to tell me that I'm wrong? That I'm wrong? I'm the victim. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're a rape survivor. You and, like, half of, like, of the fucking female population, okay? Like, I'm sorry, but that's kind of just the bottom line. You don't get to use that as a fucking cudgel against trans people, you disgusting freak. Give a fuck that you got raped. I really don't. Like, I do, but not in terms of, like, her transphobia. It's not relevant. It's not relevant. Yeah, it's weaponizing your trauma. It's disgusting. She's a freak for that. What a disgusting freak. It's really annoying seeing her use that argument every second while supporting a rapist. Yeah, exactly. She fucking voted for one. Fuck you. What? You wanted one to be your president. Fuck off. You don't get to use your trauma. Sorry. Sorry. You've revoked that right. Not that you ever had it. Like, again, you don't get to use your trauma as a cudgel against people. You just don't get to do that. Let's put it this way, and I've thought about this. Let's say that you want to, like, implement, you want to bring back the whites versus blacks bathrooms, right? Like, bathrooms just for black people. Like, you want to do separate but equal again for the bathrooms and the water fountains, and your reasoning is that, well, I got assaulted by a black man once, right? That would never fly. It wouldn't, because that's still racism. It just wouldn't fly. Like, you don't get to be racist just because of your trauma. You don't. Nor do you get to be transphobic because of your trauma. You don't get to know what somebody's genitalia looks like before they go into the bathroom. Or at any point in that process. Disgusting freak. And I'm willing to call her a pervert too. I'm willing to stand by that. Because the ultimately what she wants is genital inspections. And she'll never admit that. She'll never admit that. But she does. And you know she does. Because that's the only way you can enforce this shit. Nancy is just obsessed with people's genitals in general. She doesn't want that. I can mathematically prove that she does. How else do you enforce a bathroom ban for trans people? Who's the debate going to be with? Just some asshole on Twitter. I explained, if you want to know more about them, I explained in detail just a minute ago. You can rewind. Yeah, which kitty? If that's not what she wants, then I am more than... It's not about enforcement? What do you mean it's not about enforcement? She's trying to keep trans people out of the bathroom. If you are saying that you want a rule or a law that trans women cannot go into women's bathrooms, I can reasonably assume that you want that rule or law enforced. That is not an unreasonable assertion. In fact, that is the ultimate conclusion. Like that, there's no other way. It's just another attack on McBride, but outside of that, it literally cannot be enforced. It doesn't matter if it can be enforced or not. The only way to enforce it, which she said that she wants it enforced, okay? She says that she wants this, okay? She wants this to be enforced. By saying you want the rule in place, you're saying you want it enforced, and the only way to enforce it is genital inspections. Therefore, she's a pervert. That's just the math. I'm not mad at you, but like, that's just the math on it. I can't bite that bullet? Okay, then don't. I'm willing to call her a pervert. And anybody who wants to keep trans women out of bathrooms, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I think saying she wants it is good rhetoric, though. I just think it's true. It's true. Because past a certain point, regardless of how you think it's going to work, that is what you are saying you want. You know, it's like with people who don't want any exceptions for abortion, saying that they don't want to force women to give birth. Yes, you do. You do want to force women to give birth. Or trans men, female people, people with uteruses. You want to force people to give birth. If you are anti-abortion. And therefore you want to force people to give birth. So you can say you don't want that all you want, but that's what you want. I think the entire point of bringing it up is to rile up anti-trans sentiment and give it the illusion of being some real big issue when it isn't. I don't think her thought process is focused on act. It doesn't matter what her thought process is, though. It doesn't matter. Of course it's posturing. Who knows if she actually even believes this shit herself, but it doesn't matter. Because what she wants, what she's saying she wants, is perverted. Therefore, she's a pervert. Yes, You can say that's not what you want, but the only way to get what you want is for that to happen. Thank you. Perfect way of putting it. Any transphobe obsessed with us trans femmes, I'm almost convinced they have a fetish or something going on in the head. A lot of them do. Hello, Carly. We're doing well. Well, as well as you can do under a Trump administration, which hasn't started yet, but, you know, we're getting there. What are we going to do? Have the National Guard check out no-no squares? Basically, yeah. I mean, that's what they're saying they want. That's the point, that I don't imagine these people even think they'll get what they want. No, again, if you are outcome oriented, which I am, okay, it doesn't matter if you understand the ramifications of what you're saying. It doesn't matter, because it's been explained to her. It's already been explained to her. So she's either ignorant and an idiot and doesn't know how this works, or she's a pervert. And she does want this, okay? And I'm willing to say that she's a pervert because she's been explained this. She's not stupid. I don't think these people are out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not about the rhetoric. It's not. This is what they want. And pointing that out is fine and honest. I'm being honest. You know, this is not me being dishonest. It's logistically impossible and she knows it, but it's the messaging getting across to other haters to galvanize them. That's an issue. Yes, she knows it's logistically impossible, sure, but she's still saying that's what, and it's not logistically impossible, mind you. It's not. Okay? You could station people outside of women's restrooms and tell women to pull down their pants before they go into the bathroom. You could do that. Sure. Then you're saying that that's what you want if you want to enforce bathroom bans. I'm just waiting for the hypoxia to set in. It's all been very sad. It has. And that will never happen. That's what they're saying they want. It doesn't matter whether or not it will happen. That's what they're saying they want. That is the end stage of what they want. That is the logical A to B. It is not unreasonable to assume that of them. That's what they're saying. If you're taking them at face value, that is what they're saying. Because the only way that you can interpret that as not being the case is to not believe them. Why would I not believe them? Believe them. Believe them when they say that they want that. It doesn't matter if they believe themselves or not. Believe them. This is like a dog chasing car scenario. Yes, and that dog wants to catch the car. That's why he's chasing it. It doesn't matter if he knows what'll happen when he catches it. He wants to catch it. He wouldn't be chasing it otherwise. Did I miss the debate? No, it's in 30 minutes. Debate time is in 30 minutes. T-minus 30 minutes. Sorry I'm raising my voice. I didn't mean to, but that is, you know, I'm kind of in a mood right now. And I will be raising my voice during the debate. Make no mistake. I'm done with these people. They're dumbasses. I never joined one of your lives before? Well, welcome in, Theo. Good to have you. You picked a good night. We'll be doing a debate in about 28 minutes. Get mad at me so you can be hyped up for the debate. I'm not mad at you. I know where you're coming from. I understand your argument, but I disagree. At the end of the day, it's a semantic thing, I guess. But I do think my position is correct. Otherwise, I wouldn't be defending it. Jomo's boss. Give him the old 1-2. I've been watching so many videos of Pikmin and Sonic Adventure 2. like people playing through it. I watched this guy. Do you guys know who Therm is? I watched him play Pikmin. It was great. There it is. I just found Therm. He's pretty cool. I like him. Oh, I didn't just find him, actually, because a few months ago, I watched him play 100% of Supermarket Simulator. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I ever mentioned that I quit playing both Supermarket Simulator and TCG Simulator. I hate those games now. Pikmin is such a good game. I love Pikmin. I would say... from the GameCube era, that and Sonic Adventure 2 are my two top favorites. I can't... It'd be hard to pick between them because they're such different games. I guess if I had to pick one over the other, I'd pick Pikmin. Pikmin is just such a unique experience. There's really nothing like it. One of my trans man friends isn't fully out yet, not on T or anything, but is very noticeably a man. This has led me to seeing one of the most manly men I'm friends with walking into the women's restroom because he's not out. We don't want a man going into a women's restroom, then why are you making the trans man going into the women's restroom? True. Very true. There was a video about that. Some trans guy also did the same thing. He's like, imagine me walking into a imagine me walking into a women's restroom. Like, that's what they want. I replayed the first Sonic Adventure last year. It was fun. I don't really play the first one very much. I replay the second one a lot. And I think in some ways the first one is better, but I just have a nostalgic connection to the second one. And I think in a lot of ways the second one's better, mind you, but overall I can see why somebody might like the first one better. Like, I can see why somebody would say it's just a better game. Sonic Adventure 2 has a lot of faults. It is not faultless, but I love it anyway. Ooh, Wind Waker is a good one. Ooh. Oh, man. That's a tough one. Ooh, you threw a wrench in my whole schema here. How can I forget about Wind Waker, man? Wind Waker was great. I don't know. Ooh, that'd be rough. That'd be hard. You know what was a hidden classic? You guys know Cubics? Yeah, Mario Party 4 was great. Luigi's Mansion was fantastic. There was this game called Cubics that I played on the GameCube. You guys want to see a little bit of it? Ooh, yeah. Look at this shit. This is my shit, dude. This was the good back in the day, man. Look at that. I was obsessed with this game. All right. What a throwback.
Moving to Bubbletown was the best thing that ever happened to me. I met all my new friends, including my best friend of all, Cubics. But not everyone I met was so friendly.
Oh my, oh my. Look at all this.
Are you a Connor guy or not a guy? I played Connor.
I've never owned so much at one time. It took quite a lot of time.
I forgot about this guy.
But now my greatest experiment yet can finally proceed. I have too few hands for a task like this, but Carmichael is far too clumsy to help with such delicate
He's not
work.
evil or anything.
Oh dear, something is amiss.
My greatest invention. I'll skip ahead a little bit to the gameplay. Hold on. Here's the riveting gameplay.
Stand next to the
with
crate and
human
press
music.
the B button to push it. Stand next to
It looks so bad. That's how you know it's going to be good. That's true. I forgot a lot about this show. Yeah, it was originally a show. Rouge has the best soundtrack? How dare you? I think not. Sonic absolutely had the best soundtrack. Bar none. Bar none.
This is a super chalk sprinkled donut.
They're promoting unhealthy behavior to replenish health. Here, let me skip ahead to the battle sequence.
Stop for kids.
Here we go. This is what the battles... The battles were the best part. I do like the battles unironically. I think there's like a little bit of strategy to it. It's nice.
Tactic would only inflict minor damage.
Yeah, we get it.
We have the edge.
Yeah, get him. Get him, Cubics. See, this was pretty sick. Yeah, he did it. Look at my boy.
Congratulations. You have
Congratulations.
You're the best, Cubics.
Okay, that's enough. Congratulations, you have defeated me and my big muscles. That was that robot's whole deal. It was a little bit like Pokemon too, because you like captured a bunch of robots and you could use them in battle. It was really cool. If we're talking about soundtracks, may I bring up Wind Waker again with the amazing Dragon Roost Island song? True, I should add that to my playlist. What is this game? Cubics. Cubics, robots for everyone. I think that's how the song goes. The 2000s was a time to be alive if you were a kid. If you were a gamer kid. You have to be a gamer kid. I don't think we're going to be able to watch the debate before... I was going to watch this debate with Nancy Mace. I don't know if we're going to be able to watch it in time before the debate starts. So, we'll just skip it. I'm not saying Rouge's soundtrack is bad. It's just that Sonic absolutely had the best soundtrack. Da-da, da-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-boo-doo.
Wealth, fame, power.
As long as we're talking soundtracks, Monkey Island 2, Sonic Mania, and Chrono Trigger should be on the playlist.
Thank you very much for another 5 Tier 1 gifted subs. I've never played any of those games, if you can believe that. What's Monkey Island 2? What is this? No commentary playthrough.
Rush, have mercy! I can't take it
What is
anymore!
this shit?
I think I know how he must have felt.
Yeah, if I hear this story one more time, I'm gonna be crying myself.
Oh,
Don't you
SpongeBob,
have
me
any
boy.
new stories?
Well, actually, that's why I'm here on Scab Island. I'm on a whole new adventure.
Jeez. Was this like a point and click adventure? Oh, I see.
Spider lungs. Golden tongue. The 5-day treatment plan that helps you talk to women. Tender touch pirate powder.
Stupid.
Prevents stump chafing and eye patch rash. Wart remover. Ash to life. The uncremating cream.
Hey, that's just a display model. Guybrush Threepwood. It's been a long time.
Okay, I get the idea. It looks like a point and click game. It does look like a point and click game. Ooh, you know what game looks actually really good? Even if it is clearly made by a furry. You guys ever seen Billy Bust Up? This looks really good. Here, let me pull up this one. I hope it's a difficult platformer. It does.
Trying to steal my stuff, are
I don't know.
we? Well, that's not very
It looks like
nice.
it'll be fun.
With manners like that, I should just kick you right out. You're unfashionably early anyway. The party hasn't even...
Party? I'm not here for a party. I'm here for the jam.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, you're alive! You're not dead at all! You're all flesh and bone. Flesh, bone, and... All right, you've twisted my wing. You came all this way after all. It'd be rude of me to turn you away, wouldn't it? You even brought your +1!
Put me down! I told you, I'm not here for some stupid party! Whoa! Now, if you could just...
What in the Has-Been Hotel? Shut up. It is kind of like Has-Been Hotel.
Oh, your enthusiasm inspires me. There is one token fee to get into my party, however. The question remains, would you like to be stabbed, strangled, crushed? Oh, how about poison? That's always a good one.
What are you talking about?
Well, you don't expect to join us like that, do you? With that pesky mortal body clinging to you like a leech? No.
Rude.
It just won't do.
Body shame.
So make
Strange.
your choice.
I think it looks good.
I'll do the deed, free of charge. And then the fun can begin.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, how about none? None of the above?
None? What a great choice!
Phew. Hey!
Let's spin the wheel!
Here we go. This is the gameplay.
Where do you think you're going? The party is this way! And trust me, it's to die for!
I think this game is pretty fruity too. What gave you that impression?
We'll be the best of friends, so there's no need to run. The sooner you get dead, the sooner you can join the fun. No need to feel, for I am here. Your mortal form will disappear. Now should we use this rusty knife or acid water gun? There's a million gruesome ways to die.
I know, right? It's a great song.
Why resist when the party's just begun? You'll be having so much fun. There's a million gruesome ways to die. Why stay alive? And I'm sure your death will be second to none.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, you guys get the idea. I didn't mean to watch that for 3 minutes, sorry. This game definitely awakened some furries. It just now came out. It's still in beta, I think. Either beta or alpha. But it looks really good. Here, I'll play another scene real quick.
The pirate queen is clever and mean.
It's a little bit fruity.
It's told. It's deep in her cave, and ye better be brave to be taking her silver and gold.
It looks really cute.
Tried to find it, all of them failed. Their souls trapped forever, it's said. But if ye listen close, then I'll riddle the way. But it's more likely you'll end up dead.
Oh, okay.
Beware, be wary, be quick. For the pirate queen's cave is cursed. Beware, be wary, cause a and scary. The Pirate Queen's cave is the worst.
The character designs are really cool. Yeah, I like it. I don't know. Furries are very creative. I have a lot of respect for them. Even if I myself am not one. The purple one definitely awakened at least one furry. Music's a vibe, yeah. I like it. I like it. Thought I heard the cats outside. There's a million gruesome ways to die. One day, Alec? I don't think so. I respect it, but like it's not for me. Like I like the furry stuff, don't get me wrong. I just don't see myself like ever getting a fursona or anything. It's a bit too 90s Disney for me. Not into that anymore. Fair enough. To each their own. I think the game looks fun. I tried to play a little bit of A Hat in Time finally, and I got through like halfway through the first level, and I'm just like, ugh. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like not getting into it for some reason. I don't get into video games like I used to. It's kind of sad. Man, we only got 10 minutes till the debate, folks. 10 minutes! I actually might stop for a minute and put you guys on the break screen. So I can go to the bathroom again and then prep. If you had a persona, what would it be? Well, if I knew that, then probably a wolf. I like wolves. They're Sigma. I'm like, it's like being a Sigma. 10 of the longest minutes ever. Sorry. I lost a lot of people watching that shit. Haters. Haters. They can't appreciate good art. Wish I could stay for the full debate, but best of luck. I appreciate it, McPuffin. I've recently been into the Fears to Fathom games. I'm going to play the newest one with some friends today. Fears to Fathom. See if I can pull that up real quick. Ooh, from Queso. I love Queso.
And you catching an attitude with me, alright? I'm just trying to be nice. Dude talking about trying to get this done, I'm trying to go home, because it's late. Wife probably cheating on you anyway. Where my coffee at? Need to prepare a cup of coffee, bet.
I wish I were as funny as him. That'd be great.
Kobe.
I think that's the joke, though, Blind Cyclops.
Fancy, Chad. I need water.
Like, that's the play on words.
Nasty, though, right? Water and coffee? Am I tripping? Did I drink it? All right, guess we're going back to the desk. I'm gonna carry this with me. No.
It looks interesting.
Wealth, fame.
Hey, tier 2 subscription. Thank you, Hot Take Andy. I appreciate you very much. The Fears to Fathom games have a thing where there's usually a part where it connects to the mic and you have to be quiet IRL while hiding. Oh, that's pretty neat. You are funny? Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. I'm going to take the next 6-7 minutes to chill out. Go to the bathroom, stuff like that. And then I'll go back and then we'll do the debate. So, prepare yourselves. Prepare thine buttholes. I will be right back.
Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Rap about a man named Alec Hunter, tricking this girl and I straight up Alec stumped her. Holding crossbow like he's literally Alec Hunter. Passing a football, called this dude Alec Hunter. When he's doing bad, he is trash like Alec Dumpster. Wife is literally cheating, so Alec will confront her. Thinking about stuff he's doing and Alec wonder. Shooting lightning from his fingers like he's Alec Thunder. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day.
All right. Let's do this thing. Hope y'all are ready for the shit show. Like I said, I'm not going easy on this guy. I'm not being cordial. Let's do this.
Only hid my space with his big fingers. Oh, good, he's here. Alec, let me know when you can hear me, brother.
Am I live? Oh, I gotta unmute. Sorry, I didn't realize I had to unmute. Hello? Hello? Am I live?
I did not hear you speak.
Am I live?
If that's what you were attempting to do.
God damn it.
Can people listening give me a heart if you can hear me and a thumbs up if you can hear Alec? Can people listening give me...
Hello?
Cool, so my mic's working. I think we're just waiting on him then.
I see
give
no
me
problem.
a thumbs up emoji if you hear Alec speak, please. So far, I have not.
Said it's... Hello? 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 God damn it. Hello? Okay. Guess I gotta figure this out. Hello? I hate this. Oh. So stupid. Hold on one second.
Assuming Alec's just getting everything set up synced with his stream because he's I believe it, streamer, YouTuber, something like that. So I think he knows how all this works. So hopefully we'll get started soon.
Let me try refreshing.
So I think he knows how all this
Hello?
works. So.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me, Alec?
Am I coming through?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Awesome. Well, I guess I'll start. Alec, thanks so much for inviting me on your stream. I don't know if you're streaming right now, but thanks at least for
Yes,
coming
I
on
am.
the space. Awesome. Well, my name's Alexander, and I'll just introduce for the people listening, Mr. Gunter and I. Do you mind if I call you Alec? I'm sorry, I didn't
That's
ask.
fine.
Yeah, so Alec and Alex is kind of easy to get mixed up. We had a discussion surrounding the Trans Day of Remembrance. And this is as most of you know, probably not a holiday, a Memorial Day, where people remember those who trans-identified people who are allegedly murdered by transphobes, who are allegedly commit suicide due to transphobia.
They are.
Right.
That's not alleged.
So
That's just happening. That is a real thing that's just happening. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Alex's contention, and
that is true. That is the fact of the matter. That's the fact of the case.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we got your opinion on it.
That's
So,
the fact. But go on.
Yeah. Thanks. So because of that, I made a post yesterday that he was not a fan of, and that post pointed out the fact that actually the people responsible for the mass death of these trans-identified people are, and children especially, are the people pushing that same ideology of transgenderism. And so, and such as yourself, Alec. And then they turn around and they stand on the bodies of the children that they kill, and they point it around at us and they say, well, you don't want to give these kids hormones and cut their bodies up, so actually it's your fault.
They're not getting body parts cut off. That's a lie.
All right, we'll get into that. So that's kind of the framing of how we started this. And I just wanted to frame for my audience how I expect this to go. Alec tends to latch on to one or two stats that are helpful for him and then ignore all the rest of them. And then as it progresses and he's not making any leeway, he tends to get angrier and insulting. So I hope that doesn't happen today, but that's the pattern I've seen. So
I tend to get angry at dipshits.
Right. So I'll start off with why I made that post and the argument contained therein, because I feel like you didn't quite understand it. So to start, there's a study that was done by the Trans Youth Project, which obviously is on your side of this issue and not mine. And that study found that somewhere between 2 and 3% of youths that present with gender dysphoria then later desist in that and go back to identifying.
I probably know that the study that you're talking about and the methodology that they used in order to determine whether a child was cis or trans is faulty. So, and 1 to 2%, by the way, like after using puberty blockers, is not a bad percentage. And and usually it's during the time of puberty blockers, if they do desist, that they desist. So it's not a big deal.
Right. So you would agree with that number, the 1 to 2%, 2 to 3% desistance?
I am willing to concede that to you because it doesn't change my point.
Right. Because that's the study your people put on. And the point they were trying to do with that study is they were trying to show that the point they were trying to make was, hey, these kids are all really trans, and once we affirm them, once we socially transition them, then basically 0% of them desist.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you. I thought you were referring to a different study. My apologies.
Oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, so this was a study by the Trans Youth Project, and this is the one that I see cited by your side all the time, saying actually the desistance rate is somewhere between 1 and 3%, like you just said. And the reason this study was such a bombshell was because we've known for years, decades now, that when kids say, hey, I'm a girl and they're actually a boy, or hey, I'm a boy and I'm actually a girl, that the rate of them desisting has always been known to be like 90-95%. And so this study came out and said, no, actually it's 2 to 3%. And what I'm trying to explain to you is why those stats invert. And it's because you guys are grooming children into this ideology. And
You're such a piece of shit, you know that?
I mean, I'm not killing children, so I'm doing better than you. So
yeah, you are.
Start with the premise.
You're doing that. You're doing it worse than I am. So, good for you.
All right. So you start with the premise that these children are quote unquote trans kids.
They are.
And then
Do you know how this works? Let me lay out how this usually ends up working for you.
Alex,
so the way that this, let me explain this because you don't seem to understand.
Let me finish my
no,
point.
you don't understand how this works.
I haven't told you my argument yet. I would love.
But you don't. No. You say quote unquote trans kids. So let me explain. You say quote unquote trans kids.
We had an agreement.
A trans kid is a trans kid.
Alex,
okay, so I'm just explaining to you what. Go ahead.
We had an agreement that you'd let me talk, then I'd let you talk. So let me explain my argument. And I understand you completely disagree. and you think that we're just gonna true in all the kids. But let me finish mine, and then you can give yours. Is that fair?
Sure.
I promise I won't interrupt you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, anyway, y'all start with the premise that there are all these kids that are actually trans kids. And let's say a little boy says, hey, I'm actually a little girl. You socially affirm them. And you take that little boy and you go to his teachers and say, hey, Tommy's name is Sally now. Tommy's going to wear a girl dress coat. He's going to wear a skirt. Well, y'all would say she. She's going to wear a skirt. And we need all of Tommy's friends, or Sally's friends, as y'all would say, to now call him by he, her pronouns. And we're going to treat this little boy as a girl. And that's what you do when by your definition, these are trans kids. And so you look at those stats that I just cited, and you see the desistance rates basically invert from 95% desist. They stop feeling that way. They go back to normal. And 1 to 3% whenever you even socially affirm them. And what you're doing is you're putting these kids who otherwise would get over it, they would stop being confused about their gender, into the group of quote-unquote trans people. And what that group is it's a group of people that commit suicide at a 20% rate. They attempt at a 40 to 50% rate. Not to mention the treatments that they try to go through throughout their lives that ruin their bodies. And I'm sure we'll talk about that later. You know what they do. But you see my point. You're taking normal kids that are confused. You affirm that confusion by grooming them into that mental delusion. You put them in the group of kids that kill themselves at a 20% rate. So every one of those kids above the 5% that would have not desisted naturally.
He is loading this. He is absolutely loading this.
I appreciate you letting me finish my point before talking.
With emotional language. What's wrong with the kid wearing a dress?
I just told you, you're grooming that boy.
No, you're not. You're letting a kid wear a dress.
People.
You're letting a kid wear a dress.
No,
what's wrong with it?
That's
A girl
not what
wears.
you're doing.
You're fine with cis girls wearing dresses. Why not boys? What's wrong with a boy wearing a dress?
Sorry, I said I was going to let you talk, but you asked me a question, so I'll respond.
Yeah.
To
answer the question. What is wrong with a child wearing a dress?
I will answer the question. Please let me finish the answer. The issue with letting a male child, a boy, wear a dress is, as I just explained, if that boy says, hey, I'm a girl, I want to wear a dress, and the teacher, or not the teacher, the parent or the teacher practices watchful waiting, they practice, hey, no, you're actually.
Let's say they don't say. Let's just take out. Let's take out of the equation that they want to be a girl. Just take that out. Let's just say we have a young boy who wants to wear a dress, and that's it. What's wrong?
Are you saying you're not going to affirm them and tell them that they're
I'm saying that this
is
is a boy who says, I am a boy and I would like to wear a dress.
Okay, that's fine.
Anything wrong with that? No, that's good. That's fine.
Not in public in school. If
not in public in school. Why not in Why not in school? Why not in school? I'm curious. Can a girl wear one?
Yes, because men and women.
A girl can wear one.
And boys
because they're different. So there's no actual reason. You just think that they should wear different clothes for arbitrary, kind of elusive, not really understand. Like I don't even think you understand why we wear different clothing.
Well, we wear different clothing because every single society in the history of human civilization, has differentiated garb between.
You're appealing to tradition. Why? What is the functional purpose of us having different clothing?
Wait, you just told me there's no reason. I just told you everyone else has done it except for 2 seconds ago. Whenever y'all decided that.
Yeah, but when I say so when I say you don't know why we do it, have you ever heard of the experiment of the monkeys getting a banana? And so the way that this experiment worked, let me paint this out for you. You have monkeys. And you have this initial generation of monkeys, and you dangle a banana over them, and there's a ladder that leads up to the banana. And monkeys, whenever they try to go up and get the banana, are sprayed with water. Okay? Now, eventually, these monkeys will learn, if I go get the banana, I'll get sprayed with water, and I don't want that. So they stopped going for the banana. New monkeys were introduced. They went for the banana, and, well, actually, sorry, I messed this up. All of the monkeys were sprayed with water, every single one of them. Okay? So then you'll introduce a new generation of monkeys, and the old generation of monkeys, whenever the new one tries to go get the banana, they'll stop them. Okay, are you following so far? So the other monkeys stop these other ones from getting bananas.
I'm familiar with this experiment.
Okay, so then where I'm going with this is, once all the generations of monkeys have passed through who know what happens when somebody tries to go for the banana, you have a group of people who you have a group of monkeys who none of them try to go for the banana. And they don't know why. They just know that you're not supposed to go for the banana. They don't know anything about spraying them with water, nothing like that. They don't understand why they're doing it. They just kind of do it, even when you take away the threat of them being sprayed with water. So my question to you is, my point of this is, you are like that monkey that doesn't understand why you're not going for the banana. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense if you go with your hypothesis.
The monkey doesn't know that if I go for the banana, I'll get sprayed with water. So what in this instance is the water for you? Does that make sense?
So yes, it makes perfect sense. So in your hypothesis, there isn't an actual long-lasting reason. The water is no longer there. At this point, the monkeys are doing it out of habit based on tradition.
Correct.
And that's a great hypothesis. But maybe instead of, hey, all these people just did this because no matter where they were on Earth at the same time, they decided men and women were different because men and women are different, and it's important for men and women to be different in society because it's the foundational unit of how human beings reproduce and socialize is the sexual difference between men and women. Maybe they did that, or maybe they're just all traumatized by the water spraying. And therefore we should just ignore all of it because some boys want to wear dresses, and if we let the boys wear dresses, 20% of them kill themselves. So, I mean, it's one of the two options.
But you're stupid because that's not how that works. A boy wearing a dress does not lead... Okay, you're telling me, your claim is that a boy wearing a dress leads to an increased risk of them killing themselves. Is that your claim?
No, that's not my claim.
But that's what you just said. So why can that boy not wear a dress? What is the functional reason? You can't tell me.
I can tell you, yes. I was using a hyperbole to reference the boy in the dress, but what I just told you earlier and what I
speak clearly, because what you just said is that a boy wearing a dress.
Shut up! I'm trying. Let me finish my.
I'm explaining to what you said because you don't quite understand what you just said. You said a boy wearing a dress leads to an increase in suicide risk. That's what you said, and that was a really stupid thing to say. So go on.
What I said. And see, this is the thing that you do, where you don't want to hear the answer because you know you're losing, and so you just start cherry picking.
You're right. I'm losing so bad. I'm losing so bad. You're
what
right.
I said, Alec, what I said, and what I will continue to say is, when you socially transition a boy and treat him as a girl, that boy, you're putting him in a.
I'm not even asking about treating anybody as a boy or a girl. I'm asking about what is wrong with a boy wearing a dress.
You're talking about
putting a boy
in girl clothes.
Yes.
You're talking about putting a boy in girl clothes, sending him to school in girl clothes so he looks like all the girls. What do you call that besides socially transitioning?
I call that a boy wearing girls' clothes. Can a boy not wear girls' clothes?
Then why is it relevant to the transgenderism discussion we're having right now?
Because we have to start with this, because this is part of social transition. But if you can't even agree that there's nothing wrong with it's part of it. Okay.
It is part of it.
Okay, like metal's part of a gun, but just because you have metal doesn't mean you have a gun. Okay?
You just said it wasn't part of social transitioning, and then you admit the reason.
If I hold up a metal spring to you, does that? If I hold up a metal spring to you, is that the same as holding up a gun to your head?
So let's talk about social transitioning.
No, what I said was wearing the dress is part. Wearing the hold on. Wearing hold on. Wearing the dress. You are so stupid. Just wait a second. Wearing the dress is part of social transition. It is not the entirety, and you can wear a dress absent of social transition regardless of your gender. Do you or do you not agree with that?
If you take that out of the context of which we're speaking of, which is social transitioning and why it's harmful, then it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to this conversation.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Great. So you're saying that, yes, a boy can wear a dress to school.
No,
that's fine. No, you're not saying that. So what are you saying? Speak clearly.
I told you.
Can a boy wear a dress or not? Is there a problem with a boy wearing a dress?
No, a boy cannot wear a dress to school.
Okay, why not?
A boy in girls' clothes going to school because you're socially transitioning.
No, you're not! You're sending a boy to school in a girl's clothing! And that's not the same as social transitioning. That is one small part of it. You dipshit! Your IQ is below room temperature. You are so fucking dumb and you think that you're smart. You don't even give a shit about women. You know why? Because you elected a fucking rapist, you dumbass. You got him sitting up there in AI glory in your profile thing. And you're completely just... You just hate trans people. That's it. Alec, you just hate trans people.
Alec, this is why I introduced this space by saying this is exactly what you're going to do. So again, it does not.
You have not convinced me that this is
relevant
not
to the
just hating
conversation.
trans people.
Yeah, of course I haven't convinced you because you want to fucking cut up kids, Alec. I'm not going to convince you. I'm trying to introduce your audience into a new idea.
Are you against circumcision?
Do you think circumcision?
Are you against
is the same thing as
circumcision?
removing-
Are you against circumcision? Yes, or you are. Okay,
I am
good.
against circumcision.
You
but
are
it's
against. Okay,
irrelevant to
good.
the conversation.
So we're on the
just
same
like whether
page.
a boy
Good.
can wear a dress.
Are you against
is irrelevant to
mastectomies
the
for boys with?
conversation.
Are you against mastectomies for boys with gynecomastia?
Would you like to ask a question that's relevant to this conversation?
This is relevant. Are you against because we're talking about surgery on kids? So are you against boys getting surgery for gynecomastia?
Let me
You are.
let me
Okay,
give
so
you
you're
a
against
blanket- No,
young
I
boys
didn't-
with. So you're fine
Alex,
with young boys having tits, right?
Alec,
That's
I
good for
didn't-
you?
I was not saying yes to that question. I do not have a problem with that surgery. No.
You don't
The
have a
answer is
problem with
no to
that. So why
question.
not? Why not?
What-
That's interesting. Because that's surgery on a minor
Yes, minors have surgery
for
all the
aesthetic
time.
for aesthetic purposes.
Yes. That is a surgery to
It's
fix
not hurting
a-
them.
a
It's just tits. It's just like being on a girl but on a boy. It's just tits. It's not hurting them.
It's a surgery to fix a deformity. It's
To
the
fix a
equivalent of
deformity. So
taking
what
out-
makes it a deformity? What I thought we weren't doing surgeries on kids for aesthetic purposes. It doesn't hurt that kid.
It's not for aesthetic purposes. It's a
It is for
deformity.
aesthetic purposes, right?
the
But it's
same
for
reason we
aesthetic.
put braces on kids.
Would it be
It's
for
not-
aesthetic
it's not that-
purposes if instead we took that boy and enhanced his breasts?
Yes, of course.
It would be. Okay, so then why not the other way around? Would it be for aesthetic purposes if we took a girl and removed her breasts?
No. So not be.
No?
Wait,
Why
sorry. For aesthetic purposes?
Yes, would it be for aesthetic
yes,
purposes?
That's
It would be.
why
Okay, so
you'll
it's
do
it's
that.
aesthetic when it's aesthetic when it's on a young girl, but not when it's on a young boy. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, and let me be very. I understand where this is getting mixed up for you. So let me just clarify it for you.
Sure.
Girls, as they develop into teenagers and eventually women, have breasts, and men don't.
Some
And
do.
I know
Some
you
do,
think-
but some
I-
do. That's called, and we call that
Yeah.
gynecomastia.
Yeah, we call that a deformity. Just
No,
like
that's
some people
gynecomastia.
have
That's
12
what that's
toes.
called. It's not a deformity. It's a
yeah.
condition. It is a condition.
Yeah, a condition. Yeah, a
That does not
condition
hurt
of
them. What?
abnormality.
Okay.
That means
How
a
does
deformity.
hold on? How does gynecomastia hurt a young boy?
I didn't say it hurt. I said it's a
It doesn't hurt them.
deformity.
So it doesn't hurt them. So you're saying that there is nothing wrong with him, right?
I didn't say that. I said they have a deformity.
But you're saying that it's not
You're
hurting
saying-
him. You can't point out the harm of gynecomastia. You just said it's not hurting him. Which is it?
Yeah, I'm not a medical professional. If you
You're
think
okay.
there's a
So
harm,
I
then tell
am
me.
a nurse, so I understand this shit. Okay, and I can tell you that gynecomastia does not hurt a young boy. The reason that, not physically at least, mentally perhaps. That's why we perform the surgery for their mental well-being. Okay.
Yeah,
the
because
same
you're
reason we
removing
do
a
it for
deformity.
trans kids. And by taking away trans
except
healthcare,
then you're not
you are
moving
subject. By taking away trans healthcare for kids, you are subjecting young boys with gynecomastia to go through the mental torment of having tits. That's what you want.
That's not true. I would
Yes,
never
it
ban
is.
those surgeries
Yes, it
for
is.
removing
You would. Oh, yeah. I know you wouldn't
Are you-
ban those surgeries because those are the straight cis surgeries, and those are fine, right? Even though you are chopping up kids, just like you said you would do with trans kids, right?
That's not chopping up kids. That's removing a
It's not.
deformity.
Oh, see,
Alex,
it's not chopping up
can I-
kids
can
when
I
we do
ask
it
you
for
a
the
question
straight
now?
people. It's not chopping up kids when we do it for the cis straight people. Right. Got it.
Alex,
Got it.
Can I ask you a question now?
Sure. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it has nothing to do with homosexuality. You said straight. I don't know why you're saying that. Second of all, there's no such thing as cis. But third of all, my question is, do you think breasts on a young girl who's confused and thinks she's a boy are deformities?
No, I don't think it is on a young boy either.
You don't think it's a deformity for a young boy to
A deformity
grow
is a loose term. I don't think that it hurts them physically. Mentally,
That's
I
not the
do
question
think
I
that
asked.
it hurts them. If a young trans boy wants to have his breasts removed at 16 or 17, I personally think that's fine. Okay?
Yeah, I understand you think it's fine. You like cutting
Because
kids,
it's fine when
but
we do
my-
it with
but-
boys, with cis boys.
Yes.
So
When
it's
they have
fine when we do it
deformities.
with trans
Alex,
boys then. If it's
Alex,
fine for
you're
cis
avoiding
kids,
my
it's fine
question.
for trans kids. No, I'm not. I just
Alex,
answered it.
You are avoiding my question. No,
You're
because you
asking
said
me to-
deformities- Alex,
No,
please, please answer my question. Please, I answered like 6 of your questions. Come on.
What's your question?
You said deformity is a loose term, but it doesn't
Yes.
hurt them because you're avoiding the question of if it's a deformity or not.
It doesn't
Is it
physically
normal
hurt them.
Okay, that's not my question. My question is not if it hurts them or not. My question is it a deformity or not?
What do you
For a
mean by
male
deformity?
child to grow breasts.
Define deformity.
What does it mean to you?
To me, it means something that is abnormal that usually causes some kind of pain or gets in the way of something. That's what a deformity is.
Okay, you just told us that it causes mental pain and it's abnormal, and it's the way that I mean.
This is why I don't like the word deformity. What I'm trying to explain to you is that it does not it does not physically hurt the person to have breasts, regardless of if they're cis, trans, boy, or girl. It doesn't physically harm them. It might hurt a little bit, but that's about it. All right, but it can mentally hurt them. So I don't care if you call it a deformity or not. What I'm saying is, if it is mentally harming them to a certain extent, then yeah, they should have the surgery. Because I'd rather them have the surgery than have to deal with depression, anxiety, and potentially suicidality. Wouldn't you? Don't you want that for kids, to not have depression, anxiety, and suicidality?
Sorry, did you just
Don't
say
you want that for
surgery
kids?
would prevent? Did you just say the surgery would prevent depression, anxiety, and suicidality? Because I explained to you at the beginning of this talk why continuing not only socially transitioning but medically transitioning kids puts them in the group that commits suicide up to the 20% rate.
No, it doesn't. Fewer people who are affirmed commit suicide than people who aren't.
That's not true.
Yes,
That's
it
not
is.
True. You have
okay,
you
prove
do not
it.
have a single stat to back that up. You don't have a single stat to back that up. The suicide rates are the same. What you're referencing is self-report surveys where within a year.
How else do you get the? How else do you get the study? How else do you get this? Hold on. How else do I determine whether or not you're happy? How else do I determine whether or not you're happy?
Now you're changing the goalpost. You just said it reduces suicidality.
I did, but you said happiness. You said happiness first.
No, I did not. I said that, but the studies you cite only show self-report happiness within 1 year. Whenever they're high on their euphoria boners that they got from getting the surgery they've been wanting for years.
You're a disgusting freak. You know that? Euphoria
I know. You're going to call
kids.
me a disgusting freak.
You are.
That's great. But answer my question. Do you have a?
I sent you a study demonstrating. I sent you a study showing you. Okay, and you said that it's bullshit. So suck my dick.
Which one was that other account yours? The one that was commenting on your threads that sent me all the stupid studies with no relevance?
The stupid studies, yeah, the ones that are done by professionals, yeah. No,
was that you?
Hold on.
That was actually you?
The one that I highlighted.
I'm driving right now. I can't read the study. Does your study
You're driving? Dude, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, what do you think I'm going to do? Sit down? It's not like this is challenging for me, Alec. Like, my question for you.
I think you're very challenged, but go on.
Alec, do you have a study showing that the rate of completed suicides for trans-identifying people goes down after surgical affirmation? That's the claim you just made. You said it reduces suicidality. Do you have any proof for that claim?
Hold on. Okay. I've shown you this once already, but I'll do it again. Suicidality among transgender youth, elucidating the role of interpersonal risk factors. The present study examines the influence of intervenable risk factors, interpersonal and environmental microaggressions, internalized self-stigma, and adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, and protective factors, school belonging, family support, and peer support on both lifetime suicide attempts and past 6-month suicidality in a sample of transgender youth. N equals 372.
Got it. You don't need to read out the whole thing. Can you send that to me? Is that the same one?
I just commented it. I just commented it. School belonging, emotional neglect by family, and internalized self-stigma made a unique, statistically significant contribution to past 6-month suicidality. That's what the studies say.
Yeah, but if it's the same one you linked me, then that's based on self-report data of questioning suicide. It's not based on how many actually complete suicide.
Okay, so as long as they're not completing the suicides, it's fine, right? They're just suicidal.
No,
they're just suicidal kids. It's right. So how does suicide happen? You have to be suicidal in order to commit suicide, right?
So again, what I started at the beginning of this
Do you agree
conversation,
or
I
do
told
you not agree
Alex,
that
listen,
suicidal? Do you agree with the study or not? Do you agree with what the study says?
Listen.
Yes or no? Do you agree with what the study
listen-
says? Do you just
listen to
hold
me,
on? Do you
Alex.
agree with the study?
No,
Just
I'm
answer.
not. I'm not going to answer that question.
You're okay.
until
So
I
you
explain.
don't agree with the study?
Because
Got
it's
it.
a long-winded answer.
So you don't agree with the study?
Of course I don't agree with the study. I told you
Okay,
that
so
when
you are a
commented-
dipshit. You are a profound dipshit.
Great.
Because this is a
Yeah,
scientific study done by an accredited organization
Yes.
that is
So
supported by
accredited.
every fucking medical organization in the goddamn country.
Yeah, the same ones cutting up kids and making them.
So
kill
what
themselves. I
makes
don't
me
really give a
think?
shit.
What makes you think that I will find you smarter than them?
I
on.
really hope you don't find me smart, Alec. If you find me smart, it means I'm probably not very smart.
If I
So
found you
let me
smart, I
answer-
would be just as stupid as you, and I would struggle to breathe. Okay? Because
So,
that's
Alex,
how fucking
Alex, let me
stupid you
answer-
are.
Let me answer your question because you go with these little gotcha questions where you're asking for a yes.
It's
or no
not a
answer, and the
gotcha
answer's not
question.
that
It's a
simple.
very simple
It is a
question. Do you
gotcha
agree with the
question, Alex.
study?
This is what you do.
And you
This is what
don't,
you always
because
do.
you're anti-science.
I
You
just
hate
told-
science,
I just told
and you hate trans
I just
people.
told you I'm driving. I didn't read the study. Let me answer your question, all right? Give me a
I
second.
read it
Is that fair?
out to you, and you said you don't agree with it. So it doesn't matter if you read it, because you've already said you don't agree with it, dumbass.
Yeah, probably if it's the same one you said.
You
before.
probably. You don't need to read it, because any study I send you, you won't agree with.
That's not true. Because
That's
and
not true.
would
I
like
sent
to
you the
explain
study. Why don't you agree with
I
it?
would like to explain this answer if you would stop yelling. Can you let me explain my answer? Yes or no?
Sure. Why don't you agree with it?
Okay. So the reason why I'm asking you for a study to substantiate your claim that
I'm asking you why you don't agree with the study
Alex,
that
you
I
said
just
you would
sent.
let
That
me
is my
answer the
question.
Alex.
That is my question. No, you're not
answer-
answering the question. Answer the
I am
question.
answering
Why?
the question. I
Okay.
just explained to you.
I will
It's-
give you
it's more
20
complicated than
seconds, and if I don't see where you're going with it, then I will interrupt again. Go on. Your timer starts now.
that. Alec, that's fine if you don't want to hear the answer to the question.
Your 5 seconds passed. Go on.
All right. The answer to your question is the reason I ask you for you to cite completed suicides instead of suicidal ideation is because, and this is the same thing when you got into.
Do you agree with the study or do you not agree with the study?
You are so scared of this answer.
No, you're not answering my question.
You interrupted me after the word because.
I gave you 20 seconds. Do you agree with the study or not? Yes or no?
Alec, you are terrified of this answer. If you're
Do
not
you agree?
terrified of
You
this
said
answer,
you
we
don't
would
agree with it. So why don't you agree with it?
I would love to tell you. Would you like to listen to me, or are you too scared to hear it?
I'll give you one more chance. Go on.
Great, thanks. So this is the same thing that came up in your debate with Exelancic, which is actually a good friend of mine. And you actually clipped it for your debate, and you said that she was saying that suicidality has nothing to do with suicide. And that's not what she was saying. So I'll explain what she was saying and why I'm saying it, which is when you take a group of people who are pining for this mutilating surgeries and mutilating hormones that you put
Who's
them on,
pining for
where
it?
they're begging you to put them on these things, and then you finally do it, they do get a temporary hit of euphoria. They get a temporary hit of serotonin, and for a small period of time, things look great. They finally get to look, I'm a boy now. Look, I'm a girl now. And then reality sets in, and they realize
They've done
oh, shit, I'm
5-year
just a
studies.
mutilated
They've done like
person.
5 and 10 year studies on these things. There are anecdotes of like 20, 30 plus people who have been on this shit for 20, 30 plus years saying that they're great. Okay, so I don't buy this. You don't have any evidence to back that up.
As I was saying,
you don't have any evidence to back up that bullshit. I know what you were saying.
As I was saying, they're temporarily elated by what you did to them, and then they kill themselves at the exact same rates because
Prove
you
it.
have
Prove
zero
it.
evidence.
Prove it. No,
Alex,
you prove it.
you're-
Prove it.
Alec,
Show me that the
first of
same
all,
people being affirmed are the ones killing themselves. I'd love to see that.
the exact same ones are the rates. Alec, and see this.
The
is-
exact
this
no,
is the other-
the people who are being affirmed are the ones killing themselves, right? Prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it.
That's not what I said. I said the rate doesn't.
Oh,
change.
so that's not
And
the case then, right? So the ones who are being affirmed are not the ones killing themselves. Is that correct?
That's not what I said either. I
Okay,
said
so
the
what
rate
are you
does
saying
not
then?
change.
Be clear with your words,
I
okay?
just told you 3
You're a
times,
big boy.
Alec. The rate of suicide does not change before and after affirmation via surgery. I told you this
That's
like 6
because the
times.
people who are having surgery and getting puberty blockers are already being affirmed, dipshit. So of course their individual suicide rate is not going to change because the people around them, including their family, are usually supportive. And that's why they're able to get that care. That's why people who can't get the care are suicidal. And that is backed up by data.
I don't think that's backed up by any.
Yes,
data.
it is.
the data you can't defend is that the group of people you're putting them in, which you call them affirmed, kill themselves at a 20% rate, and you're grooming children into it. That's why the rate of
at a 20. Okay, so wait, they kill themselves. Okay, so at a 20% rate, what's the overall rate?
You tell me, you're the medical professional.
40%, 40 to 50.
The overall rate of suicide in the general population is 40 to 50%.
Of suicidality.
Right. And completed suicide. I agree.
Not
the
completed
rate of
suicide.
In the
Suicidality.
generalized population is 40 to 50%, and the
40
rate of completed
so the suicidality for
is roughly
this group, the suicidality for the affirmed group is 20%. Is that what you said?
And no, that's not what I said. I said the rate of suicide completion for the group of quote unquote trans people.
Suicide completion. See, that's really stupid because that's why I didn't understand, because that's really fucking stupid that you would say that. 20% of people who are on puberty blockers and get surgeries kill themselves? Is that your number?
Would you like to tell me the number you think it is, Alec?
It's not fucking 20%.
Okay, if you say so.
That's insane that you would say that. Where are you getting that number?
I'd be happy to send it to you when I'm not driving.
This is why you shouldn't be driving, dumbass. You can't back up your points. Give me the name of the study. Give me the name of it.
I just told you I'm driving.
Give me the name of the study. What, you don't remember?
Why would I remember the name of the study?
Where did you get this data? What, did you Google it? Tell me the Google search term you put in.
I'm not sure, but like.
Tell
like
me
I
what
said,
to look
Alec,
up. Tell me how to find this. Tell me how to find it. I'll find it.
I do not remember off the top of my head, and I
come on, man. Tell me. Come on. Tell me how to find it.
But my question.
You found it. How'd you find it? How'd you find it?
Alec, if you disagree with the figure, what do you think the correct figure is?
It doesn't matter. What you said, you asserted 20%. I don't know what it is.
Well,
I don't know.
I understand. You think
it doesn't matter
how many kids kill themselves.
Is that what you wanted to hear? I don't know. Okay, but it's not 20.
Yeah, you don't know. But you said it's ridiculous. So exactly, you don't know. so okay,
tell me how you found the study.
Later on. Yeah, I'll show you later on. That's
no.
Fine.
Tell me how. Just walk me through how you found this study. I want to know.
I don't know. I told you I don't know.
Then how'd you find it? What do you mean you don't know? You can't. Okay, I'm not going to take you at your word, man. You don't have the data to back this up. We agreed to this thing at 7 p.m. Why the fuck are you driving? You're a big boy. You should have been prepared.
Alec, I told you day one when I said I will agree to do your thing. If you look in the Twitter comment, I said I will be connecting via my phone while driving. So if this is something that you expected me to do to be able to pull up studies, then I don't know what you want.
You should have. Why do you expect me to believe any of your stats then? I sent you studies.
You didn't send me any studies that are relevant. And
yes, I did, dude. Yes, it is. We're talking about suicidality and trans people. That is very relevant.
They're not, because I just had you admit, and you said multiple times on the space, you have no data that the rate of suicide completion decreases with gender affirmation via socially, via fucking surgeries, via any of it. When you affirm these people, they don't kill themselves any less. You don't have that data. That data doesn't exist. And I know it doesn't exist because I listened to you debate Exolantic, and she's a science person like you, right?
What data doesn't exist? Sorry, I was looking something up. I was trying to find your data for you, but what data doesn't exist?
There's no data that exists that shows that the rate of suicide completion in this group that we'll call trans, to use your word, even though
the suicidality is lower over a long period of time. We have studies showing that over an extended period of time, the suicidality and the mental health of people gets better. We have that data.
Right?
No, that's not how that works.
Then what data do you have to dispute that?
What data do I have to dispute that? I already sent you some. You don't believe it though.
No. The studies.
Okay. Does suicide not stem from suicidality? Let's walk through this.
Again, this is the point you made on your debate with Exolantic, and you clipped it for your things. You thought it was such a good point.
Yes, because it's a really fucking stupid thing to not think that.
Yes, because you.
So just walk through this with me. Does suicidality lead to suicide? Okay. Yes. Okay. So if the suicidality decreases,
There's
If
a delay on the thing,
just
Alec. I didn't
try to
agree
follow
your
through.
stupid
I
point.
know that your
I'm not
frontal
following
lobe is
your
cooked.
point.
Try to follow through. If the suicidality decreases, that means that the suicide rate will go down with it. Yes or no?
That would be really easy for you to prove. Why haven't you proved it? Why hasn't
I did.
anyone that is
What do you mean
independent
to prove? That is how that works. We've already agreed
not
that
how it works.
suicidality
I did
leads
not
to
agree.
suicide.
I did not agree to that. I told you there was a delay in the voice. I did not say yes to that question, Alec. I did not agree to that. And this is the same stupid point you were trying to make.
So you don't think that suicidality leads to suicide? Is that what you're telling me?
See, you're trying to twist my words.
No, I'm not twisting your words. This is your words. This is your words, man. Does suicidality lead to suicide? Yes or no?
Suicide, it's related to suicide, sure.
It's related. Does it lead to it? Do you have to have
mean-
suicidal thoughts in order to commit suicide? Yes or no? For most of the
does not
time.
mean that when suicidal thoughts exist, you will commit suicide. That's not.
But
what
you're
that
way
means.
more
It's not a
likely, right?
Direct causal relationship.
But you're way more likely, right?
I'm not
Okay,
sure what the
let's put it this way. Let's put it this way.
point-
If you have, okay, let's put it this way. If you have a group of people who are suicidal and you have a group of people of equal number who are not suicidal, who will have a greater rate of suicide? Just give me your prediction.
Yeah, the prediction's the one that are suicidal.
Interesting.
But
Why
my
is
point
that?
Alex,
Maybe it's because
my
suicidality leads to suicide, you fucking dumb pea-brained piece
Alex.
of shit. Go back to your
Alex.
cave. You hate science.
Alex.
You hate trans people.
Hey, Alec, my point, if you'll listen to it and stop yelling, is yes, they're related stats. That does not mean when suicidality gets reported to go down, it means suicide completions go down. Suicidality is a self-report stat. It is related.
How does suicide completion happen?
It happens when people commit
Suicidality.
suicide. It's an
We've already
objectively
established. You just
measurable
agreed
stat.
that if you have a group of people who are suicidal and a group of people who aren't, the people who are suicidal will probably commit suicide more often. Yes?
Yes, and what I just told
Okay.
you. if
So
you listen,
suicidality
what I just told
decreasing
you-
means that suicides themselves will also decrease. Yes or no?
What I just told you. No, that's not what that means because they
That
are
is what that
self-reported
means.
stats.
How does that not mean?
That is
How is
self-reported
that not
stats.
what that means?
Because Alec, you're confusing two different concepts. You're confusing suicidality, meaning someone is afflicted by the thoughts that are going to make them kill themselves, and the idea that someone told their doctor in a self-reported survey, "I felt suicidal recently," and you're trying to confuse your audience and say those are the same thing. And the
How
only thing
else do you
can prove
determine if
the
somebody's
only-
suicidal?
Shut up, let me
Wait,
finish my point.
how else? Wait, I know.
Alex,
I need
stop
to know the
talking.
answer to this. Shut the fuck up. How do you know
Okay,
whether or
I'm
not
sorry,
somebody
I told you
is
I wouldn't
suicidal?
You agreed to let me talk, so I'm going to finish this one sentence, and then I'll let you talk because you talked 80% of this.
Pussy.
Suicidality, the way you are describing it, is a self-reported stat where someone puts it in their form to their doctor and says, "I've felt suicidal recently." That's not an objective data point. That is something someone can feel one day and stop feeling the next day. And that's why the only thing your side can show is that self-reported data of, "Oh, I felt a little bit happier after my surgery," and you cannot show that there's any objective data that these surgeries helped anyone. Sorry, I'm trying to unmute you.
Does
I don't know.
suicidality lead to suicide?
Would you like to address the point that I just made, or would you like to keep making?
I wasn't
the point that I
listening. Does
just
suicidality
explained
lead to suicide?
If you're not listening, then what's the point of this, Alex?
Why should I listen to you? You don't think that suicidality leads to suicide?
This is what you're explaining to your audience right now is that I debunked your point. You heard it. I know you heard it.
Just
And
yes
then
or no.
you
Does
don't have a good
suicidality lead
point.
to just
And you
yes?
don't have
Just
a good point because you're trying to get.
if you can
quick,
answer
little
yes or
quick
no,
train.
okay, I'll make you a deal. If you can answer yes or no, I will listen. Does
I
suicidality lead to
just answered your
suicide?
question. How about this?
Answer
I'm
it
recording
again.
this, so I'll
I
share
must
it.
have missed the answer. Answer it again.
I-
That's probably
I
on me.
rec- Yeah. Would you like me to answer? Because it's going to be a long-winded answer again. It's not going to be a yes or no.
It's just yes or no. Does suicidality lead to
It's
suicide?
not a yes or no answer. I just answered your question with the accurate answer.
Why can't you? Okay, let me just explain a concept
So,
here.
Alec, I know.
The
I know.
definition.
I know,
The
you don't need to explain
definition.
the concept. I know you're going to keep interrupting
The definition.
me, and
Do
you're
you know
gonna pretend you
the
didn't hear.
definition of
So,
suicide?
since
By
you're so good at
definition.
this answer,
By
go to the
definition.
recorded space, and I want you to listen to it and listen and think, "Oh wow, yeah, that's right. We don't have any objective metrics. We're probably
Okay,
just
since you
feeling
can't
good."
answer my very simple question, do you?
I did answer your question. Actually.
No, you
I
didn't.
just finished.
No, you didn't.
listen to it.
You
What do
can't
mean,
answer
no, I
yes or
didn't?
no.
You didn't listen to it.
It is
you're
literally
right,
okay.
that when you ask a
It does.
question that
Do you
doesn't
believe
provide a yes or no
that
answer,
maybe
I can't answer yes or no
maybe I'm
different.
not wording this properly for your tiny frontal lobe. So does if sorry, god damn it. Does suicidality, the definition of suicidality is that
Alec,
you are at
can we move on
increased
from the
risk
point?
of suicide,
'Cause I already answered the
yes
question.
or no?
And
The definition of suicidality means that you are at increased risk of suicide. Yes or no?
I get it. I've already answered this point.
Yes,
and I've
right?
already
Yes.
answered this question.
We agree?
I didn't say the word yes because you are
You
trying
didn't say
to
okay.
make, you're trying
So
to confuse.
that is
You're trying to
definite.
confuse two
So
different
now
terms.
we're in an education session because you don't understand the basic premise of what
Yeah.
suicidality
Yeah, you're
is.
right.
Clearly,
I don't understand,
so
Alec. I'm just a big
suicidality
idiot when you
means
don't understand
that
my
you are at
response.
increased risk of suicide. Okay, so now that we've established
Alec,
that, if
I
you can
already
take a group
explained
of
the answer to
people
this.
and decrease their suicidality, that means that they will not be as likely to kill themselves.
Okay, then prove it. Show that they killed themselves less.
Fucking brain dead piece of shit. I swear to God. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hung up. I couldn't do that anymore. Valid for hanging up. I thought so too. He's gonna edit that debate out of context to look like he won or some shit. Oh, sure, yeah, of course. It's terrifying that these people vote. I agree. Are you okay? I'm fine. He's blathering to the rest of the room. Let him. Let them have their cope session. I've entertained him long enough. If you have an increased risk of suicidality, you are more likely to kill yourself. If you have greater suicidality, you are more likely to kill yourself. And he says, prove it. My guy said, prove it. Like, how do you argue with that? How do you argue with that? I have a question? Sure. He sounds like the kind of guy who thinks you have to pull out tampons to pee. I agree. We should force people like this to go back to middle school. I think that man needed preschool, dude. He couldn't even understand simple concepts. You could fucking ask a preschooler. Bro poisoned the well extremely at the start of that debate. Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I kept interrupting. I wasn't going to let him get away with that shit. No shot. And thank you very much for the $5. Appreciate you. I told you I was not going to be cordial in that debate. I think that might be the roughest that I've ever gone on anybody. He's just over there gloating now? Yeah, let him. I don't care. Man said, prove it. He said, prove it. That suicidality leads to an increased risk of killing yourself. He just conceded your entire argument. If you give these kids the care they want, it'll make them happy. So, of course, the rate drops. His argument is that it would make you temporarily happy. And he can't prove that. He has no data for that. And he's fucking driving. So any data that he wants to give me, he can't. Because he's a dipshit. I didn't see the part where he said he was going to be driving during the debate. Like, why the fuck would you drive and have a debate at the same time? You did a decent job at requiring him to answer a question, but I think he should have been nailed down to a single point rather than meandering the conversation. Well, I think that at every single turn, I was just slamming him. So I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. Every single point that got brought up, he got absolutely destroyed on. How do we determine if someone is suicidal? You ask them. Have you had any suicidal thoughts? There's no other way to do it. Either that or you wait for them to try to do it. If he really tries to say how awesome he did it, he's lying to himself. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he's over there thinking that he's the bee's knees. And I don't give a single fuck. I was worried for a few that when you started letting him move the conversation, he starts to put you on the defensive. After a certain point, I didn't want to end the conversation, but he kept like dodging the question, so I was just like, fine, make your point. I'm aware. I wish Alec would have pushed him on this point. He can't even, it doesn't matter. Like, he can't even answer whether, like, he can't understand. The guy doesn't think that suicidality leads to suicide. He straight up couldn't answer that question. Does suicidality lead to suicide? Yes or fucking no? I don't need your meandering, well, technically, if you think about it, blah, 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 let me go to point A and then point B on my PowerPoint fucking presentation on whether or not suicidality leads to suicide. Why the fuck would I entertain that? Shut the fuck up and go back to your cave. Ugh. Go crawl back under the rock that you came out of and eat worms, okay? Go eat worms. Because that is all you're good at. That's all you're good at. Why did you throw a tantrum and leave like a little girl? Probably because, I guess it's just because I lost so bad, you know? Must be why. He was so smart. He did such a good job. He had a very complex PowerPoint presentation on why suicidality doesn't lead to suicide. I bet his cave doesn't even have stalagmites.
Wealth, fame, power.
How do we never hear about trans men in transphobic arguments? It's so weird how they treat trans women as opportunistic rapists but trans men as confused lesbs.
Thank you very much for another 5 tier 1 gifted sub, Sake Tanuki. Yeah, they never like to bring up trans men. He had such good arguments, though. I agree. He was cooking. He was definitely cooking. Cooking that dubious food. Man elected a rapist and thinks that he's a defender of women. Shut the fuck up. Want to tell us about the rune you're wearing? I'm not sure what the rune is, but it is a gift from Queen Laura, one of my mods, and it's a very nice gift. And he told me he wouldn't mute me either, so that's pretty shitty. He was so smart, he was trying to define his point into reality. Cooking chicken shit out of chicken shit. Cooked so hard the house burned down. The only thing he defends women from is hearing a good argument. You guys are cooking. You guys are cooking. Excuse me. Alec got upset because I do care. You know, like, this is important, and I'm done treating these people with a modicum of respect or consideration for their feelings and their special little thoughts and their ideas that are completely fabricated and come out of just fucking nowhere. They pull it out of their asses. Just pull it completely out of their asses. Just an entire ass pull. They have nothing. They have nothing. Nothing. What do they have? They hate trans people. That's it. That is it, guys. Understand that there is not an... And they know that. Most of them know that. Some of them may have deluded themselves, but that man knows that he just hates trans people. That's it. That's it. He just hates trans people. This trans person appreciates your relentlessness. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. It's hard to know how to combat this bigotry in society. You can't reason someone out of it. After a certain point, you must deploy the brick, the rock, whatever it is. The heavy object. Hanging up on him was my version of deploying the rock. Mock, 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 deploy the rock. Good job, thank you. I thought I did pretty good. I thought that was pretty solid. You know what? And maybe people might think that it was a little bit unhinged of me, but given the circumstances, I don't give a fuck, dude. That is the energy that we need right now. So I don't care. People can call me deranged. They can call me a lunatic, crazy, whatever, shrieking liberal. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. All I'm trying to do is keep trans people from having their fucking genitals inspected, you freaks. You look so bad, tragic. Hey, Hazel Appleyard, I don't fucking care what you think. Dipshit. I know you're still listening. You people are worms to me, okay? It doesn't matter. Your thoughts mean nothing. Your opinions mean nothing. You're dirt, okay? I don't fucking care. Fuck off. Dipshits. That guy is 10 times more deranged. You won't admit suicidality leads to suicide. That's like the most obvious, like, yeah. Yeah, suicidality leads to suicide. That is the definition. Yeah. That's why if you have a group of suicidal people and a group of not suicidal people, the group of suicidal people will have more people probably that commit suicide. That's how that works. Yeah, 1 + 1 = 2. I think you did good. Thank you. You're allowed to disagree that I did good, by the way. I'm sure there are people out there who will have legitimate criticisms of my debate. Okay? I don't doubt it. And that's fine. You can have legitimate criticisms and even say that I did a bad job or that was a bad look or whatever. I don't care. Like, well, I do care. I care about your opinions. What I don't give a shit about is people like fucking Apple Hazel fuck, all right? Telling me that that I'm mutilating kids. If you're telling me that I'm mutilating kids, why the fuck do I care about your goddamn opinion? Get the goddamn shit out of here. Like, nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. You want trans kids to fucking kill themselves. Get out of here. Yeah, haters in the stream give another view to boost the algorithm. True. Hello, I just turned 18. I'm getting hardcore into politics. Thanks for the content. Genuinely been terrified and infuriated by how evil so many people are. It is a terrifying time, to be sure. And I'm sorry that, you know, you're terrified. But there are still good people out there, and there's still good things to do and good things to see and have. So, you know, keep the hope up. Glad to have you here. Does that mean women and girls who wear pants are trans men? He could never give me a straight answer on whether or not a boy can wear a dress at school. He could never give me a straight answer on that. I was like, because he doesn't understand these concepts at all. He just doesn't understand. And so when I say, can a boy wear a dress at school, yes or no? He says no. I say, why? Because it's social transitioning. No, it's not. It's a boy wearing a dress at school. You say a girl can wear a dress, why can't a boy? That's kind of weird. That's why I thought it was a little bit weird to bring up the example of the monkey with the banana. That may have been like the weakest part of my debate. But I was trying to make the point that like he was the monkey that forgot why we he was the monkey that forgot why we don't get the banana. The monkey with the banana was good? Okay, good. I'm glad you guys think so. I mean, that's literally what it is. It's like there may have been a purpose at some point, but now there's not. And so we're just monkeys with the banana, not telling you, like dragging each other down from it without understanding why. He needed his feet held to the fire with a fixation on asking why a boy wearing a dress is bad. I feel like I did. I don't like how the conversation never veered away from the lie that the left is even cutting up kids. How do you argue that? No matter what you say, they're just going to say, yeah, you are. And then we did get into it a little bit. I asked him if he's against circumcision. He said yes. I asked him if he's against breast reduction for gynecomastia, and he said no. That's fine. He said that's fine. Cis boys can get their tits slopped off. Cis boys are allowed that. Trans boys are not. Why? Why? It's a deformity. Okay, I don't care. It's not actually hurting, like physically. It's the same thing whether you're a trans boy or a cis boy. You're both growing tits. They're the same tissue. It's the same everything. It is the same thing. The same thing. Sometimes cis boys grow tits, and often they don't want them. And we're fine with surgery for that. But when it's a trans boy, oh no, gotta protect his tits. We must protect the tits of the trans boy. Disgusting. I did ask him what he means by deformity. I did ask him that. I think cleft palate surgery is also a good example of an accepted surgery. My understanding of cleft palate is that it does cause issues with like eating and swallowing. So I don't think that I agree. But I could be wrong. I think the deformity argument on your end was really strong, and I've never heard that argument. But again, he was unable to answer because it would concede his entire argument, and he knows it. Well, it doesn't matter what deformity means. Like, sorry, let me rephrase that. It matters what it means, but the word is vague. And so what I do sometimes, and this is something that I'm actually kind of proud of, is I'll do this in debates about I'll do this in abortion debates as well, where I'll deconstruct the word so that we are on the same page. So when you say deformity, we have a loose definition of what a deformity is, but sometimes the deformity is okay, sometimes it's not okay, sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's like it's a vague term. And so I don't like using the term when we're talking about when a boy has tits, because it's not communicating an idea. What's actually wrong with a boy having tits? What is wrong with it? Okay? That is what I'm curious about, because usually what's wrong with it is that the boy has mental issues with it. Okay? They have body dysmorphia or dysphoria. Sorry. They have body dysphoria about it. And they want to get rid of it. That's what's wrong with the boy having tits, but it's not physically hurting them. So if the boy wants the tits, which is possible, then yeah, he can keep them. Who cares? It's not hurting him. It's not hurting him. But it is hurting him mentally if he doesn't want them. And that's why we remove them. And he's fine with cis boys having that and not with trans boys, because he doesn't like trans people. He hates you. If you are trans, he hates you and he wants you to suffer. And I do this I do that clarification of terms also in my abortion debates when people are like, is it a human? And I say, is it human? Yeah. So I'll say, we say the word human is it human? I forget the word now. Is it alive? But no, I forget. I would need to revisit my abortion debates. There's a certain word. Personhood? I don't know if it's personhood. I think you got it wrong. He doesn't even acknowledge that trans is a real thing. Yes. And therefore he hates trans people because he doesn't understand them. And he's scared of them. Therefore he is transphobic. People hate and are afraid of what they don't understand. And he refuses to try to understand. I've been fiddling with this tape measure. I made it. I hope I'm not too late. Oh, sorry. The debate's over. He said he didn't think that cis was real. Yeah, because he's a dumbass. He's a dipshit. Why would I even consider his opinion? He's a dipshit. The breast thing bothered me because that's not purely cosmetic for a girl with massive boobs to get the reviews. Yes, I thought about that for a second and then I wrote that off because it's not relevant to the conversation. Technically, like if he were to bring that up, then yeah, technically yes, you can get them removed for physical reasons, because like it's too big or whatever. Honestly, he doesn't care. All he cares about is grifting off the suffering of others. He, like every conservative pundit right now, will continue to do this as long as their opinion on it is on an equal footing with actual facts and evidence. And until they're gone, we're going to have to hear liberals talk like nothing's wrong. Yeah. True. Some people also get them removed due to cancer concerns. Yeah, but minus cancer. Like, that's obvious. You could say the same thing about a prostate, right? Or like any removable organ, a gallbladder. A lung. Removable lung. With the abortion debate, I'd say you can say it's human genetically, but has no sentience, which is what's societally valued. Yeah, I think it's human is the word I was looking for. Because when we say something is human, like when you ask me whether or not it's human, the answer is yes, it is, but the real question is whether or not it's a person. Hello. Did you hear me?
No, I just wanted.
Oh, okay. Because I was yelling really loud.
I mean, I did kind of hear it, but I had my headphones on, so
Yeah,
I didn't
that
really hear it.
might be the loudest I've ever yelled.
What happened?
Well, I asked him, does suicidality lead to suicide? And
What is suicidality? I mean, I can kind of tell what it is, but I've just never heard.
it's
any...
basically just having suicidal thoughts or being at increased risk of suicide.
Okay.
So I asked, basically, does being at increased risk of suicide lead to suicide?
Okay. Reasonable.
And he could not answer yes or no. He had to give me a 5 fucking hour PowerPoint presentation on why he's why the answer is neither or some shit. And I was just like, dog, if you have a group of people who are suicidal and you have a group of people who are not suicidal, at the end of the day, which one is going to have more people who commit suicide, more than likely? His answer was the people who are suicidal. I said, yes. So suicidality leads to suicide. So if you can prove that something reduces suicidality, you can prove that it reduces suicide. He said, no, that's not true. I'm like, you are a dipshit. You are stupid.
Yeah, I'm seeing your. I see where you were. I see you. I see what you were doing.
So
it's clearly a very not smart person.
What do you want for dinner?
Hi guys.
I think so.
Hey everybody.
I actually had a little McDonald's earlier.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I'll still eat.
Okay. How is everybody doing?
Say hi to my wife.
Oh my god, I'm his wife. We got married.
Yep. Closes 2 a.m.
We got married. Closes at 2 a.m. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, after I yelled really loud, I hung up. I was like, I can't do this shit no more.
I can't do it anymore.
I can't do this shit no more.
Hi, wife. Yeah, we've been married for a little over a month. The old ball and chain. Shut up.
The old ball and chain, boys.
God.
That's right. I hate her now. She's the bane of my existence.
I've continued to act in exactly the same ways that I always have. Well, that's not entirely true. I am more mentally healthy now than I was when we first met. Mostly because I wasn't diagnosed yet.
What do you want?
I want the sandwich. I always get tilapia, but then I wonder, should I get something different?
I've tried the catfish, is pretty good.
I think I've had the catfish. But I don't know what either of those other types of fish taste like.
Well, how about we just get one, and then we can get a tilapia too, and if you don't like it, we'll just switch sandwiches.
And yours will have a bite out of it.
So?
Fair.
It's fine.
No, I'll get... I haven't had catfish in a while.
I'll just make mine the same.
I'm sorry, I'm an impossible person.
Ball and chain is straight marriage. Ball and ball is gay marriage. That's pretty true.
I guess together, since we're both half gay, we make one ball. I know that's not how that math works, but it's my favorite bisexual joke to make 50-50 jokes. It's like my favorite kind.
It is fun.
It's fun.
I like
and
it.
I am bisexual. I'm allowed.
I make those jokes too.
I know. Okay, focus.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Could you go down to this side?
Not really. Do you? We have Oreos.
Okay, that'll work. And then I have milk. Okay. I get that. Yeah. I like to use clear a lot for myself personally. Chain and chain of lesbian marriage. This is a ball on a chain with spikes. You get to be a mace. I like that logic. That's very good. That's very, very good. A singular ball. That would be a fun first one is a chain ring, but it has a ball instead of a diamond. Even better, a ball that is a diamond. All of these ideas are fantastic. I vote that we refer to different marriages of people of various gender identities and sexualities as weapons, which is just really cool. I especially like the mace. That is my favorite one that is here in this chat tonight. Gender is just various medieval weaponry. Exactly.
Alright, I got it ordered.
Okay, sweet. Do we need to go pick it up?
No, it's getting delivered.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Because I would have taken a walk.
It's too cold.
I still would have done it.
I'm not feeling it.
I would have just gone out with my dragon scale crochet arm warmers and my big puffy coat and my law beanie and my headphones so I can listen to my audiobook while I walk, and I'm set. I'd do it.
I'm not feeling it right now.
That is so fair. I'm just a feral creature.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's why there's a flu. I can't! Listen, play mermaid crochet. Yes! Yes, they're so pretty. I got them at a convention. I love them so much. I need to pull them out and like give them a good little wash and stretch. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go back. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Later. Kind of some epic ordering music. I actually wasn't listening to it. What do you do to cheer yourself up? I don't know. Watch TV shows or play video games.
Watch the same thing over and over and over again, and it's usually Game Grumps. Or what else? I watch so many things over and over again. There are things I watch.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, that's another one. That's a comfort anime. We should all be concerned. You're hungry now, Andy? Well, then go eat. Go eat food. How long has it been since you've eaten? Go eat.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Finally figured out the question on my math homework. Good for you. Good for you. Arcane might become something I watch over and over now that it is the season.
Oh yeah.
I love you too.
Tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Yep.
We're not ready. I'm gonna make soup and fancy grilled cheese sandwiches, and hopefully that will be enough to soak up our tears. I'm sure I'm going to cry. I didn't cry last arc. Or well, I didn't cry hard. I cried a little bit. This one I feel is going to be emotional.
Oh, probably.
We're not ready. I can't ask for much. Because every time I ask for something from this show, I almost get it, and then they yank it away from me.
Big oof.
It sucks, but I love it because it's so well done. It is a masterclass in writing tragedy. I could write a paper. I could. This is what I do. I write papers about things that I love and that will never be published.
I know. You gonna rewatch One Piece?
I'm gonna rewatch 2 arcs of One Piece to write a paper.
Good shit.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably rewatch Arcane over and over. I've rewatched She-Ra a few times when I've been really depressed. Because it's just happiness. It's just happiness injected into my bloodstream. Like, are there hard moments? Yeah, sure. But it's a kid's show. Nothing will ever actually really go wrong for the protagonists. It will all be fixed, always. And even if it doesn't seem like it's fixed, it gets fixed next season. So.
Queen Laura, I believe she's referring to Enies Lobby and Dressrosa.
No, Dressrosa and Whole Cake Island.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could do, if I wanted to do a comparison between Robin and Law in a paper, then yes, Enies Lobby and Dressrosa would be what I would watch. Probably along with Punk Hazard, since that's another one where they interact with each other. But I wanted to do Dressrosa. I wanted to do Dressrosa and Whole Cake because both arcs are fundamentally about the bonds of love that we create and break with other people, and why it is sometimes necessary to break relationships in order for you to heal.
Very nice.
Yeah. So.
You have a cool wife, thank you.
Aw, thanks. That's real sweet.
I think so too.
That's very nice of
You're
you.
pretty cool. You can hang out with me anytime.
Yay!
You're a cool cat.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna get off of here in a second.
I'm gonna go.
I need to wind down after that bad boy.
Yeah, when I heard the wah 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 of your yelling in my ear through my headphones, I was like, oh no. Either things are either he is.
I was feeling myself. Really hard.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I'm glad your wife can hang out with you.
I am too. I'm pretty glad.
You need to actually finish Wano at some point. Yes, you do.
You're not quite done with it.
I'm not, but I'm through the big thing.
Yep.
I'm through the big thing.
The big things. So many big things.
Many big things, actually. Like, several, in fact.
No spoilerino.
No, I will not. I'm not a heathen.
I know.
I mean, I kind of am a heathen, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. My spiritual practices in this case are not what I'm talking about. But Laura, let me tell you something about the things in Wano that you have not yet gotten to, but that you need to get to. I knew some of these things were coming because I unfortunately could not avoid all the spoilers, so I'm going to be as vague as possible for your sake. So I knew about some of the things that would happen, or I had a vague idea. And so that meant that as I was watching the build up to the things, it was like a conspiracy map in my head with the red thread and me trying to connect all of the things. And that was really cool because it made me pay attention to characters a lot more and just generally like appreciate what was going on a bit. But you know, still, no spoilers. You will have a wonderful experience either way, trust me. But, to my point, when I got to the things that I already knew about, and they happened, I still cried. Like, there was a moment right before the thing that I knew was going to happen happened, and I was sobbing my eyes out in the moments before, and then I continued to cry as the thing that I knew was coming was happening. So it's still gonna be really good even if you knew. So that should tell you how good it's going to be since you don't know. Just as a frame of reference. That made sense.
Sorry, I wasn't listening very closely.
Okay.
I'm so
I was
sorry.
literally so vague. I was the vaguest.
Okay.
I said no names. Said things.
Okay. I'm sure it was fine. I probably have an idea of what you said. I have to go now. Bye. I also have to go here in a second. I am... I need to wind down after that one. Alright, y'all. I kind of don't want to go, but I should. I should. Here, when's my food get here? When's my food get here? $8.43 and $8.50. Oh! I need my fish. It doesn't get here for another like 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, I think I am gonna hop off though. Maybe lay down for a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna drop you guys off with Mr. Dylan Burns. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate that. I had a fun time, even besides the stress of the dipshit that we were discussing with. If you could call it a discussion, it's barely one. Mostly me just trying to explain and understand what the fuck is going through this man's brain. But yeah, anyway. I'll see y'all later. Thank you all for being here. Love you all. Take care. Have a great night. All that good stuff. And I will see you soon. Take care, everybody.